Welcome to Hardly Initiated. It is your host, Tyshawn Jackson, here with another episode. My co-host, Ryan Catchings.
Yeah, I'm excited about this one, man. I got so much stuff on my mind. I wanted to unload on y'all real quick, but I'm gonna just take it easy. I'm gonna take it easy.
Take it
Yeah,
easy on the
yeah.
people. We're gonna get to the announcement soon, but first, we gotta announce today's topic because ladies, y'all better stay up in here because today you're gonna figure out how to attract any man, anywhere, at any time. And the fellas, you might want to stay up in here too, because you might want to figure out these games, because there'll be some secrets dropping in
Facts.
here tonight. And we are gonna do this with my favorite love coach. Y'all looking for some love? Well, look at this lady that's up on the stage with us right here. We are in here rocking with a returner
Yeah.
to the platform.
I'm excited.
Coach Cass. Welcome.
What's
dog.
good?
Appreciate it.
Oh, I'm so excited to be back. I see that you brothers are doing some amazing work here. I am just honored that you chose to bring me back, and I'm ready.
You ready?
I'm ready.
You gotta
Let's-
be ready.
let's
This
get
is
into
a
it.
topic right here.
Yeah, it is a topic that I talk about very often.
As a matter of fact, how about this? Let's
Yeah.
have some fun real quick. For the single ladies in the chat, I just want everybody to drop the word single right now in the chat. Let me see how many single ladies we got in here rocking with us right now, because this
Hey.
message
I like that
is for
time.
you. And what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna let y'all know what's happening, because we got some dope things happening right now. Shout out to the Facebook family watching.
Facts.
Stay tuned. Y'all need to be on this YouTube, but we opened this up for the Facebook family for a short time. But welcome. Ryan, hit the people with that
So,
announcement.
like Tyshawn said, guys, we are trying to get as many people to join the community as possible. One of those things is now streaming live to Facebook. But this is the thing, guys. Anybody who's watching on Facebook right now, please go ahead and come over to YouTube ASAP, because in 30 minutes, we are going to be stopping the stream on Facebook. And the reason we do that is because we got a community and a chat that is literally going crazy right now.
It is.
Now, another thing, guys, me and Tyshawn have been talking because we really want to bring a lot to the community. So we said, hey, let's slow things down and let's figure out how do we not only attract more people to the community, but how do we keep them engaged on a weekly and monthly basis? So the first thing that we're going to do is we decided to come up with a whole plan. So at the end of the month, or for, I would say, October, we're going to start doing monthly challenges that only our Hardly Initiated channel members can be a part of.
Yes.
So before I announce the monthly challenge, which we'll announce next week, give you the date and everything, what I am going to tell you is that last week of September, we are going to be doing a Hardly Initiated celebration.
We are.
So we're going to set everything up. We're going to do a virtual party for which we'll be celebrating over 250 members in the membership, over 100,000 YouTube subscribers, and our 2-year anniversary from the first day that we have ever filmed, which was in September of 2021. So guys, if you join the membership, you are absolutely going to be a part of that, because we're going to make sure to invite you. We're going to have some special guests come through. We're going to give the audience members a chance to actually speak to us up close and in virtual, right, amongst a bunch of other things. So guys, if you got any questions about that, make sure to email me at info@hardlyinitiated.com. I got some more things coming your way, but I'm gonna go ahead and get to this beautiful guest that we got, because she's got some game for y'all.
Yo, it's so many singles in here. First of all, if you're in a relationship, drop relationship. I just want to make sure it's anybody in a relationship in here. But I love seeing these singles drop up in here. And it's funny, I'm seeing hella single, super single, single AF. It's all happening here. Shout out to the folks in here that's single and popping. Fellas, this is where y'all need to be.
I'm telling you.
If you see what's happening right here in this chat, 8 p.m. Monday and Wednesday. If you're watching a pre-record, you're about to get some game, but make sure you hear live, because the chat is going crazy.
We did not say this, by the way, but we are doing all kinds of things for the community, including the custom badges and emojis are under design right now.
Yes,
and we official with this thing, Coach Cash. So we from here on out, we are referring to all of our members as initiates.
That's what you guys are. If y'all don't even realize, y'all have been getting initiated this whole time. Y'all are getting initiated into this platform. Y'all are getting initiated into your future husbands, your future wives, your future legacies, your future families. We initiating y'all every single day. All right. So yes, initiates, stay tuned. It's happening right here. Let's get to this game though with Coach Cass, because We over here talking about how to attract any man,
Mm.
anywhere,
Mm.
anytime.
We can do it
So
anyway.
let's start here because I got a nice little outline for us
Mhm.
today.
Yes,
Now,
ready.
as it relates to women becoming, because one thing I hear women say a lot is that they're not getting approached.
Ah,
I hear a lot of women complain about not getting approached. So I want to talk about, let's help the ladies become more approachable.
yes.
Because we on the last show, we talked about these ladies just be looking down in their phones. You know, they in the house, they ain't even really going nowhere.
Mm-mm.
Right? All these things are going on. So start me here. What should a woman do to make herself more approachable?
Okay, so number one, right, fellas, is your mindset.
Okay.
What is the mindset? Because one thing I get very often is, Coach Cass, there are no men coming up to me. So then guess what? I shut down. So I expect no men to come up to me. So my invitation to any woman that is going out and would like to be approached is check her mindset. What's that favorite song that gets you going before you leave the house? Before you step into a place, whether it be the supermarket, a network event, a conference, like how do you pump yourself up so that you actually want to speak? Because half the time you're so flustered with whatever was going on in the car that you're not even paying attention. So you got to get your mind right. Like before you get in a game, right? You play basketball.
Yeah.
Before you get into the game, do you do some things to prep
Yeah.
so that you can get to that game, right?
Yeah.
Every
Yeah.
athlete kind of has to see the win before the win happens. So it's the same
Yes.
thing here. We have to set ourselves for a winning mindset when it comes to love. And too often do we just try to roll into it like, if I meet somebody, I meet somebody. Nobody's going to come up to me. So when we have that attitude, who want to talk to you? Nobody at all.
So what that look like? That like playing some Jagged Edge or something? Like how you get because I know before the game, music, I was getting in warrior mode. I was like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's getting crazy.
It's definitely not Knuck If You Buck, right? So we really want it to be something like living my life like it's golden. It's whatever your
so
happy
music,
song.
music can be a part.
Music
of,
is definitely a part of the situation for me, right?
Okay.
So you have to set yourself up to win. So could it be taking the moment for affirmation, right?
Okay.
Reminding yourself of who you are, taking a look in the mirror before you step out your house. Are you put together? It's one of the things that we teach our ladies is how do you put that date rack together, right? Like your rack of clothes. Like,
we're gonna get into that, by the way. I got that whole thing outlined for you.
Okay, so we'll back it up. But you know, half the thing is that you don't even feel cute leaving the house. You don't feel confident leaving your house. So there's an expectation that no one's gonna come up to me today because I look like a bum. So I'm not looking for anyone, right? So my whole thing is we have to change the mindset that I can meet men anytime, anywhere, anyhow, right? So it's just like, no matter what I'm looking like, seriously, like women have met men. I just want everyone here who's watching, think about a friend who has met a man at looking like whatever, had on the ponytail, the sweatpants. It doesn't matter. But the thing is the confidence, where is it?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it is, you know what, you're right. It, like, because there are certain women you might see out looking super casual. I would say this. When a woman looks casual, believe it or not, you can still get approached a lot.
Yes.
Because to men, you look down to earth.
Approachable.
You look very approachable. You don't look
Yes.
bougie. You don't look stuck up. So
Mm-mm.
being casual is not going to deter, but it is that energy
that
you have. Like,
yes.
are you kind of going through that shopping cart, like you going through your aisle with a smile on?
So you see
a
that,
little bouncing,
right?
step.
Exactly. It's the bounce. The bounce is attractive, right? So we're not going through the aisle looking depressed,
stressed out, like bills on your mind.
Nobody wants to talk to you like that, right? So yes, it's something about the bounce. So we played the music. So with that music energy came into the store, and now I am walking through like there's an air, there's a light about me. There's something like, wow, who's that girl? Right? That's the song that you want to play as you walk through, and the men are like, oh, well, who is that? Right? So you have to bring that energy, but it starts with the mindset. And then yes, it's exuding that confidence. Like, I know who I am. I know what I got. Come talk to me. Come and talk to me. Hey, right? So I'm telling you, I'm a jukebox now, Tyshawn, right? So we really want to make sure that we want to pinpoint what's the soundtrack that we want played when people meet us. What is that soundtrack? So when I say hello, what is the sound of music that will come through to that person? Now, if it's like Knuck If You Buck, and they're gonna all run away, right? So
That's the
what is the
Ratchets.
song? Yeah.
No,
what is the song?
so let me ask you this, because we did discuss this as well. We had a bunch of guys out, and that was one of the questions the ladies brought in.
Yeah.
She was asking how she can get approached a bit more. And one of the things that I said was that I noticed that women have a bad habit at, men too, but as it relates to increasing your approachability is the eye contact. Because me personally, I only approach women that have given me some signal that they want to be approached.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And one of the biggest signals a woman can give you is that eye contact.
So here's the thing, right? So for my ladies who are watching, I know no one out here is teaching flirting, right? So that's part of what we do. And it's just like when you want to flirt with someone, it's a very simple situation.
It's game to how to flirt?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let's get it. Let's get
And
it.
fellas, please take special note because if she's throwing the signals, then you got to be ready to catch her.
And you missing it. Come on, player.
Come on.
Right.
All right. So it's a very simple situation, right? So you look in the eyes and then you look down to the lips and you look back to the eyes and you look away. Very simple, right? So it's very, very, very simple. It's between the eyes and the lips, back to the eyes, and you look away.
It's the size up.
Very,
Right.
That's the
very
size
simple.
up.
Well, now
Very
some
simple.
of the size up. I was telling Tyshawn about this.
Uh-oh.
I don't know if I felt comfortable because
Oh, you felt like an object or something?
exactly because and it's not
I'm
like
okay
a
with
sexual.
that.
It's not no. It's not the
Okay.
sexual size up.
Mm.
It's the what that bag looking like size
Oh,
up.
goodness
It's the
gracious.
it's the look at you in your eye. Look,
Oh,
look
boy.
all the way down.
Mm.
Take out the eyes go directly to the watch,
No.
then to the shoes.
No.
And it's just, don't get me wrong. I understand that you want to look for certain things, see what a man is kind of working with.
Right.
But when you do it so obviously,
Yeah.
No, that's rough. Okay,
It's
so
just-
no, we're
okay.
not doing that.
Okay.
Right. So back to the flirt. The flirt is the eyes to the lips to the eyes look away. We're not looking all the way down. You should have did that before you made eye contact.
my point.
Okay, so don't make the eye contact. Then you can do this and look at the shoes and the watch if you want to. But at the end of the day, those are materialistic things.
Agree.
Facts.
Right? Too often do we judge people on what they're wearing. Let's say not the fanciest shoes, but that's stuff you could buy.
Yeah.
Watches can be upgraded, but are you attracted to the person?
Mm.
Let's start there.
Mm.
Mm.
What are some other signals that so what are some things that a woman can do to just get approached more? So we
Okay,
said
so-
we said eye contact is one.
Right. So there is a come hither, right? So it's just like you could literally do a simple, right?
Whoa, wait, what's that? Wait, it's sorcery going on up here right now. What's that? That's a little spell.
Yeah. So we're out. I look at you, I look down, and it's a very simple.
Oh,
Right, it's a little-
Oh, you gotta come.
Come-
Oh, she do that. It's over.
You
with.
got-
Yeah.
Very simple. Or if you're out at a happy hour or something, music's playing, if you're just dancing by yourself, something that's so strange in so many places, but I have done it 57 times as a married woman and gotten approached. I'm like, no.
Oh, I already
No.
know.
Right? Like, I'm okay. But just you dancing in the corner, men are attracted to that. Like, oh, she's having a good time. I want
She
to have a good
is.
time with this person. So whether you're an introvert or extrovert, because that's the thing, right? With introverts, it is very hard for her to make eye contact and come hither and all that. But if literally you're just jamming in the corner and smiling, there's something attractive about
It
that.
is.
So just pay
Yes.
attention.
See, I like that. And in Atlanta. So I either find the women they're not in between. They're not taking the middle ground. They
Mhm.
either sitting on top of the couch on the section on
Mhm.
their phones, not even participating in
Not
the
even
actual party,
participating.
or in the middle of the dance floor hitting the split.
Oh,
Which is or twerk,
yeah,
twerk,
that's
twerkinator.
that's not gonna get it.
Let me ask you this.
Different
Another
kind of
thing
approach.
women typically do that, to be honest, that turns me. I don't like approaching women unless I'm just on a hunt.
Mm,
I'm not approaching women in these big packs.
yeah.
Like these big packs of women.
Mhm.
I'm not, because I got to take down the whole pack
Right.
in order for me to get the woman, which is
Ooh.
extremely difficult.
I had a girlfriend that used to make men buy drinks for all of us.
Oh,
That was a whole thing.
First
But
off,
we're-
I've been tried up like that, and that's the thing that women do. I would never.
never.
Nah.
Oh,
I mean, this is the
she-
thing.
See,
She did it all the time.
It's the thing. If it's like I'm with a group of it's a celebration, and I invite.
Exactly.
But if you asking me to do
Yeah.
that,
exactly.
it's like that's
Gonna
the
happen.
yeah, not
That's how it
No.
is. So if I'm in a section and we need some women, hey, y'all come up in here with us.
we got drinks
But
for y'all.
other
All
than-
y'all,
right. But if you just over here fishing for somebody to pay for you and everybody else,
That's
no,
not gonna work out.
That ain't gonna happen.
So here's one of the things that I teach. It's important to go out by yourself, which is scary, right? So many women shy away from going out alone. But I say, how do you get approached if you're surrounded by others? Because what ends up happening is that you're in the corner just talking to each other and then you leave. You don't talk to anybody. So
You
when you go
don't.
somewhere by yourself, when I was single, I used to go to a place called Ginger Bay Cafe, this Jamaican spot, listen to my live reggae. I just be standing there chilling by myself. And so there's something beautiful about, yes, being solo. Yes, I know that you want to be safe. So still text a girlfriend. This is where I'm going. This is what I'm doing. But I invite women to go to events and things alone so that they could really connect with people. So yeah, you have to work on talking to folks. And then that's something else. Another way that you could get essentially approached, we can move into introduced, is when you go to an event, introduce yourself to the host of the event and say, I'm new here. This is my first time to your event. Is there anyone here I should connect with? Right?
Mm.
So then this is how you easily can connect with people at an event. And you could throw in there, I'm also single. Right? So
Mm.
That might be how you get the owner doing
Listen.
that.
Right.
That's a great strategy right there.
the host can introduce you to men and to women, right? So
Right.
this is it's a warm handoff, a warm handshake.
You gotta do that right though. You gotta
Yeah.
do that right. You can't just be, hey, yeah, my name is so and so, and I'm single.
No,
No, you
You
don't
gotta
market
be
it.
smooth with it. You gotta be smooth with it.
this is my first time to one of your events because people always want you to come back to their events, right? So I don't know anybody here. Is there anyone I should meet? This is what I do. This is what I'm about. By the
Yeah.
way, I'm also single,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
After I
Yeah.
say all that stuff. By the way.
And so and I just want to confirm that there's nothing wrong with communicating that you are single.
No,
Okay.
you're not desperate. You're not disposable. I'm on a mission for women to feel wanted, right? Women achieving new triumphs every day. So as a wanted woman, I'm not desperate, but single is just a status. It doesn't define who I am. You get that?
Mm.
So I want to connect with someone. Do you have someone for me to connect with?
I like that.
Very simple.
Yeah.
Very simple.
Do you have someone for me to connect with?
That's it. Like, especially when you go to that family reunion and all the cousins is like, why are you still single? Say, do you have someone for me to connect with? Very simple.
Yeah.
Right?
Right. So you know what? So we talked about going out by yourself.
Yes.
How often should a woman go out? Like, what's a healthy amount? Because another thing women do, they complain that ain't no men. They're in the house every single day.
Every
They go to
single
work,
day.
they go home, they go
Oh
to work,
my
they go home, they go to work, they
goodness.
go home.
I have a client that said, okay, Coach Cass, I'm not doing these online things anymore. I'm going to go out. I said, all right, sis, how many places you been since the new year? This was like 6 months into the year. I went to one wedding, ma'am.
Not enough. Not enough.
That is not going to work out at
Right.
all. So if you could at least do one night a week, but here's the thing, they might be going to networking things, but they're just focused on business, right? So it's also having the ability to have your mind open to both
Yeah.
when you go out. So it's not that you have to go out in search of a man. It's a little awkward, right? Sitting at a bar to maybe meet somebody. Now, I did have a client tell me the other day that she went to Panera Bread wanting to do some work and meet somebody, and somebody slid her number. I said, well, okay. You
At
got
Panera
one
Bread.
At Panera Bread. Okay. I said, listen, this is the intention. We have to set the intention before we leave the house.
Mm.
But if she didn't meet someone, it wasn't the end of the world.
Mm.
So I think there's a little bit too much weight to this whole thing. If I go out and I put on the lipstick, maybe I put on a lash. Oh, I got to meet somebody. Oh, I didn't meet anybody. That means forget it. I don't need to go out again for the next 6 months. There's nobody out there. That's a problem. It's this emotional roller coaster that we end up putting ourselves on that we don't need to be on. Just go outside. Have a good time. Meet people. Ask yourself, who can I kick it with today? What's an interesting human? I interviewed a lady one time. She went on 35 dates. 35 dates in a row, right?
Mm.
And
35 days
35
consecutively.
right?
Mm.
So 35 dates. And what she had in her
Damn.
mindset was, what interesting human can I connect with today? So it wasn't, is this my husband? Are we going to spend our lives together? You know, it's just too heavy. And then y'all as men, you feel that, right? If you go on a date with somebody and she's husband hunting, you feel that heaviness, like, ooh,
Oh yeah.
Oh,
this
yeah.
is a lot. Do you start sweating like the beads of sweat?
It's too much.
Is it like an interview? You feel like you should have wore a blazer, right? Nobody wants that type of that pressure. When we get to the crux of any relationship, it has to start with, do I want to connect with you?
Right.
Can I have fun with you? Can we have a conversation?
You know, guys make that same mistake too, because
Yeah.
I think, you know, sometimes guys, they can get so focused on going out to get girls
Mm,
instead of going out to have a good time.
nah.
And when you go out to have a good time, that's typically when you get the most girls.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Because women to want to be around guys that look like they enjoying themselves.
Exactly.
And they just got the energy right because again, energy attracts. So, and that's just how it goes, man. I remember, oh my goodness, we went out when we went to Orlando last year.
Yeah.
It was, let me tell you, it was
Oh,
a
wow.
bunch of successful guys.
Mm.
We went all out to Orlando. We got we got like the biggest house we could find in Orlando. All of us went out to a networking event.
Ah.
Yeah. It
But
was
we would
a
go out-
bunch of successful nerds.
bunch of successful, handsome brothers all going out. And I'm talking about excited to go out. We've never experienced each other in this way
That's nice.
at like with that amount of guys.
Mhm.
But and nobody is talking about women. Everybody is
Oh,
talking
yeah.
about the event.
What we about to do in this spot?
Yeah, well,
How much fun we about to tear this place up? We about to have a good time.
yes,
Yeah.
considering you know, many of us was considering leaving Orlando early just because after the first couple of days we got so much good stuff to implement. We're like, yeah, we probably need to cut this trip short.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the kind of energy we was on.
And let
Yeah.
me tell you, when I tell you it was, we ended up going to this spot and having in them spots, we had such a good time. You just saw the women just easing closer and closer and closer and closer to wherever we was
Woo!
because they just wanted to be a part of it.
Right.
Like, cause it's like these dudes over there having a great time over
Yeah.
there. And that's
Yeah.
just what it was. We was focused on the time. And I
So
think
you
that's,
didn't let the women in though?
Oh no,
yeah.
of course, it took care of the women.
no, of
Oh.
course.
But
yeah,
we
the-
was meet. The thing is, we really literally took over Orlando where we would meet women the next day, daylight, and they would be like, "Oh, I seen y'all having a good time last night." We're like, you
Right.
seen us.
Exactly.
So women are
Facts.
extremely observant,
Yeah.
and they're gonna see you before you see them 9
Mhm.
times out of 10.
Mhm.
But if we were to go out there and have been focused on getting women or picking up women,
Yeah.
one, we wouldn't have had a great time, and two, we would have probably been a lot less successful at that.
So give me some signs of, you gave me some ways to kind of open yourself up, the body
Yeah.
contact, the sorcery hand movement that you put the ladies on. But give me some things that women are doing wrong. Like,
Mm.
because I think there's also some body language that close women up. I'm not approaching a woman with her head down in her phone.
Right.
I'm not approaching a woman who clearly is like, I got headphones in and I'm having a phone conversation, listening to music, whatever the hell the headphones doing in there.
Active on the phone, headphones, FaceTime, texting is all unapproachable.
Head all the way very much so down, not trying to really engage with the world. I'm assuming that is okay. She doesn't want to engage, whatever the case might be.
Yeah.
I just named a few off the top of my head, but
Yeah.
did I hit them all? Is there some other
No,
ones you see
so-
women doing?
So then there's the RBF, right? So that's the woman whose face looks like she ate sour grapes. She
They
just
love you.
looks
They love
upset.
using that one.
The
Yeah.
RBF?
Yeah.
Oh, I get it.
Yo,
Right.
let us know if y'all know what the RBF is. Somebody let us know in the chat what the RBF is.
Right.
So her just shut down, right? So not looking happy. Hill Harper in the book The Conversation talks about being a light, right? So if you just see this dark cloud around her, maybe she had a heavy day, but why is she out? Right? Like if you had such a heavy day, stay home, sis, stay home, right?
home.
So back to that pregame that needs to happen before you get, like, pretend you go into the Beyonce concert. If I saw enough people, right, looking fabulous, feeling great, there was pre-outfit videos, pre-music videos that people did to Beyonce concert. So the amount of energy that people did to get their stuff together for the Beyonce concert, I want you to come to the networking events like that, not in the silver pom pom shorts, but I'm just saying in terms of, you know, how your mindset is. They were ready to have a good time.
Yes.
So if you come to an event and you're not ready to have a good time, it's apparent. It is apparent. So yeah, the shutdown, the unapproachability, the not talking to anybody, the staying in the corner, the chicken wing and the drink in a hand, right? So you hang out by the buffet and you got a chicken wing in one hand and you got your drink in the other. Eat before you go to the events.
Oh my god.
Right?
First
Because-
off, yeah, because I'm not really talking to a chick that's eating at
That's
this.
right.
That's just,
So
it's just
you-
not interesting.
you
And
got your
even the
chicken wing.
conversation is kind of like, I'm gonna try. I'm like, you tearing that food up, ain't you?
Right.
That's how I'm approaching her.
The food is just there for decoration. It's never for you to actually engage
Exactly.
in.
Now, it is
Unless
an
you're getting
easy way to connect with someone right at the buffet line or whatever, but pick up some piece of cheese and kind of linger, right? Don't.
Yeah.
You see, I say chicken wing because I love a chicken wing and I'd be the one to tear up the chicken wings, but I'm married, so it's okay. So,
First of all, I'm eating in there too. I don't give nobody. I'm in there. I'm eating. We different though. I'm eating.
So my whole thing is, well, don't eat all night, right? So if you like me and you need the chicken wing in your life, eat it and then put it down, sis.
Mm.
Don't walk around with the chicken wing, the drink, like put the stuff down. Be approachable. Have your fingers clean.
Right.
Introduce yourself, because especially at networking events or events where people are there, meetups, Eventbrite, these are events where people are there to meet other folks. So it's not strange for you to be like, oh, hey, what's your name? Ryan. Oh, okay, that's cool. I've never seen you here. I've been to a couple of their events. Have you been there before? Right. Strike up conversation that's
Yes.
normal conversation. Not, hey, I saw you across the room.
Hey guys, look, I want to get this thing to 1,000 likes by the end of the conversation. So the first goal is I want to shoot for 300 here in the next 10 minutes.
Ooh.
All right, so we already got 359 people in this room. I need everybody to quickly, if you on your phone, close the chat and hit the like button right now. If you're on a computer, hit that thumbs up right now. I need everybody to get the likes up so we can get more people involved in the conversation, because Coach Cass about to put somebody on some real game right now.
Yes, and shout out to Vanita Jackson tapping in as usual. She's got be blessed and highly favored. Vanita, we received that. Shout out to Mirror76. Yo, special shout out to Mirror too. She went crazy yesterday. Mirror, I saw you gifted 5 memberships last night.
Wow.
That was insane. Yeah, we do love you. And she says, be sure to like the podcast. Y'all get them likes up. Absolutely.
Nice.
Coach Cass, I wanted to ask you about this because you talk about, I do think that's pretty clear. You going out, have a good time on the town. You going to these networking events. You want to be ready and prepared to be approachable.
Mm-hmm.
But what about, because my thing is women that are very active outside of those things. Maybe they going to the grocery store. Maybe they in yoga. Maybe they got some kind of other activity going on. So is that the same strategy? Like how in just a regular day?
There are cute men. There are good men everywhere. Here's the thing, right? I often get the question of, where are all the good men? I mean, you think I have them in a box at a certain event? You know what I mean? Like, here is the good men event, and people will claim that, oh, come to my event. This is where they're hanging out. But you don't know until you connect with that man, right? Is that man good for you? Right? So for instance, I just joined the YMCA. And I brought my daughter there because she wanted gymnastics. So I ended up joining. And just on the phone, the sales guy, he sounded cute. I was like, he sold me a membership. I went and saw him. The man was cute. You know what? If I was single, I'd lean in, right? Like, oh, so how long you been here? Right? So it's real simple. Now, some of you might judge, oh, the sales guy at the YMCA. I don't know, Coach Cass. He's not making enough money. But at the end of the day, he's working a good job. So he has a skill set that can grow. Sometimes we judge people on where they are versus what they can be, right? And I'm not saying to date potential. I'm not saying to build a man. Don't be out here building a man like you build a bear. But really, we judge people on their current circumstance that can change at any moment.
Right.
From the riches to the poorest, right? Like literally somebody could be making $1 million and then lose their business tomorrow and end up in a depression. So sometimes we judge people or choose people on all the wrong things.
That is so absolutely true.
I agree. Now you briefly talk about, because I still like the approach where we at.
The closed off body language. We ain't even done with that. Because we stopped on the chicken wing.
Okay,
we stopped on the chicken wing.
Go ahead.
Okay. So we're at the event. What makes you unapproachable? So then let's say somebody approaches you and then you don't acknowledge them, right?
So give me an example.
So let's say you came up to me and you're like, hey, and it's like,
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say no hey.
Okay, what would you say, Tyshawn?
Where we at?
What the?
That matters.
That doesn't matter.
Coach Cass, where we
I
at?
thought you said that's what you would say. I'm like, that's what you would say. What kind of approach is
It depends on where it might work. Depending on where
we're at networking events.
We're at networking event? Oh wow. It's like a business networking event? Okay. So if I'm gonna say I'm gonna paint a real scene for you.
Okay, ready.
You at like a vendor booth, like some business credit.
Okay.
So I walk up. Oh, you trying to get you some money, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
I really got hurt just
right?
now. In the fake example, I got hurt. So I know that a brother that really just tried really gonna get his heart broken.
Exactly. So sometimes we just shut people down because they come up to us because we're so weary. I remember speaking to a woman one time and I told her to leave her house and smile. She said, Coach Cass, I can't do that where I live. I can't be smiling all over the place because she lives somewhere in Boston. I'm like, I'm from New York. I smile, but she's like, oh no, where I live, crazy people come up to you when you smile too much, so she was really concerned
Wow.
with like smiling outside.
Smiling is dangerous for her.
Smiling is dangerous. I'm just like, come on, now. This is too much. How's anybody supposed to come up to you?
Right.
So literally not allowing men in, right? So there's a wall here. And Tyshawn would have literally walked away, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's not like you try again, like, hey, I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
Well,
Right?
it depends.
It depends. And what I want to say here is my Facebook family, we about to cut out here. If y'all want to keep watching this, join the conversation on YouTube.
Facts.
Because the YouTube family is in here. You got to get in this chat. This is where the fun is happening. So listen, tune in every Monday and Wednesday. But Facebook, we are out. Back to this here.
Nice and smooth. Look, that was smooth.
That was really smooth.
That was smooth. I like that.
Yes. Yes.
So, but you would have walked away if a lady didn't,
Oh,
or
yeah.
if she just
Oh, yeah,
started
yeah.
talking to one of her girlfriends. I've seen it in business conversations, right? Where you're trying to strike up conversation with someone and they're just so in their feelings, they feel they're so fabulous, and they just start talking to somebody else when you're trying to talk. Has that ever happened to you?
Oh, that's just
Like,
rude.
That's
oh,
disrespectful.
I've seen that
That's
so many times. Like,
rude.
you're not on my level, right? Like, I don't know who you are. There's some
what
people,
that does happen,
right?
Yeah.
That does
exactly.
happen.
Like, you didn't get introduced to me, so you think you could just come up to me like that? Like, people have that kind of air. Like, you need to step up, or you need to bring someone with you that I know to get the introduction. We shouldn't be so high and mighty, right?
I agree with that.
Humble yourself and be open to conversation, because you never know where it might lead.
So you know what I want to ask too about this, because another thing we got to help the ladies out on is the grooming. Okay.
Oh, so we done with the approach.
So we could honestly, bro, we could do a whole
Ryan,
show on
was
approach.
there something else that you
Let's-
wanted
all right,
to
let's
talk
do an
about
approach.
with the
Well,
let's do an
approach?
approach.
Come on.
Yes, and not necessarily being approachable, but women who may want to just position themselves a little bit better to be approached,
Yeah.
and women who want to initiate the first contact.
So I think it's important to be able to initiate the first contact, right? Because there's some men that will never come up to you. There are also introverted men.
Right.
There are men who are not very charismatic. There are men that are just as scared as you. So here's the thing. Men are used to rejection. They are. Women are not. So we literally are timid and fearful to get rejected. And half the time it takes us out. Like, oh no, he didn't want to talk to me. Let me go home and cry on my pillow. Why are we letting someone we just met 5 seconds ago have that power?
Right.
Right? So if we want a meal, we get up and buy it and go after it. If we want a business deal, we get up and go after it and broker that deal. But when it comes to love, we're just supposed to just sit back and wait. Some of us are turning into corpses, like from Tales from the Crypt. Right? So can we not wait so long? So let's say you see Ryan across the room. You're like, wow, that's a really good looking guy. I don't see a ring. Okay. He's not talking to any other women. Let me try it out. So what do you do?
Oh, put them on game on that. Put them on game.
So
How does that?
What do you do? You walk over to Ryan and say hello. Oh, snap.
No.
Yeah.
That's all you got to say?
That's it.
Okay.
It's just hello.
Yeah.
If Ryan is interested, would you be like, oh, you
Absolutely.
tell me the two different reactions you could have: interested and not interested.
Honestly, if I'm interested or not interested, my reaction is gonna be the same.
Okay.
Maybe my look is a little bit different.
Okay.
But I'm gonna respond if she's speaking. I'm just I'm a cool dude. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna have a conversation regardless.
Right.
Now, if I'm interested, the conversation is gonna end in me getting the contact information. And if I'm not interested, the conversation is gonna end on, hey, it's just very nice to meet you.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's very true.
But either way, a guy is gonna be open to
And
it.
women,
too.
y'all got it so easy. Y'all
Yeah.
ain't got to be creative. Women
Right.
we got to be witty,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
clever, and charismatic, and
Oh
have a
my
good tone, and
goodness.
Honestly,
good eye contact. Y'all ain't got to do none of that.
I agree. And my favorite thing for women to do, which always works on me, is just ask me
Compliment.
a stupid question.
Uh,
Like I was walking on the Beltline the other day. A girl comes up to me. She says, "How do I get downtown?" And I'm like, you're not trying to get downtown. And she just bust out laughing. We end up having a great conversation.
right.
But the thing
You
is,
got
you
that
can
number,
literally
though?
say anything to a man, and he's going to receive that 9 times out of 10 at some level of interest.
You can't say the wrong thing to the right person.
That's a fact.
That's it. That's it. Now, something else that you could do is compliment them. Oh, I like your sweater. It looks good on you.
Oh,
Oh, that's
yes.
a
Yes.
That's a layup.
Any compliment.
Any compliment.
So for those of you that are absolutely scared to talk to humans, I invite you to just start looking for ways to compliment humans, right? It doesn't just have to be men, it could be women. I just want you to practice.
That's true.
Practice the compliment. So then it's not strange to say to someone you're attracted to. Start talking to people you're unattracted to, not attracted to. Maybe that could be your practice ground, but we want to get good at just talking to people. So approaching someone does not mean that you're desperate. You're just striking up conversation. If it leads somewhere, great. If it doesn't, okay. And we keep living. Here's the thing. If you still have breath in your body, there's still love available to you. There's still someone praying to connect with you. You just haven't connected with them. You're looking for one person out of the billions in the world. So when we start to realize that, it's not rejection, it's just not a connection. And that's it.
You know, I want to speak to somebody who I know has this thought in the chat,
Mm.
because one thing I hear a lot of people say is that, you know, love is not this hard. You don't have to do all this extra stuff. We don't have to play all these games. And I want you guys to really understand that these are basic human skills that we're talking about here.
Good
This
stuff.
is basic communication that unfortunately too, us as a society has really gotten away from.
Mhm.
We've lost a lot of fundamental skills as it comes to engaging with human beings,
Right.
especially as technology keeps like removing us further away from each other.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, we do have to learn some of these skills to get better at it, especially if we've already created patterns and bad habits in those environments that make it less likely that somebody who's a great person and can really change your life to not want to approach you. So I want to just make sure we address that, because I see that all the time that people say that, and I just can't believe that that's even a thought. But going back to what you're saying here, because the approach, Ryan, I think you had a couple more things that you wanted to discuss more specifically on the approach, because that was a great
Well,
question.
I think that was the main thing. And now
Yeah.
I do want to let the guys know that
Mhm.
these rules do not apply to you, because guys, the approach is completely different.
I
You
think
just can't-
so. I agree.
Yeah, you just can't walk
It's not
up
as easy.
cold. Yeah, it's definitely not as
You
easy.
can't say
Not as-
hello.
No, you
No,
can't
you
walk
can
up
say
cold.
you can say
can't
hello.
walk up
You
cold.
can't
Give
walk
a
up cold.
compliment?
No, you can definitely do that, but it's not just any compliment. For example,
Oh, your boobs look great. That don't work.
exactly
Yeah.
right. I have to compliment something about, if I'll compliment her physical appearance, it has to be something like the eyes, the hair.
Right.
And
Typically,
I
right?
don't even
Yeah.
prefer compliments. Like,
Right.
I'm gonna be honest, and I just, you know what? And this my, oh man, don't get mad at me. Y'all don't crucify me for this, but I noticed this. It's different approaching younger women and more
Mhm.
mature women.
Okay, tell
Oh,
us
yeah.
the difference.
More mature women
Less
are
open.
cool, are way more open to compliments.
Mm.
They way more open to compliments. So if I walk up to a woman who's probably in her 40s, her 50s, whatever the case is, and I say, "Wow, like your hair looks great," whatever the case is.
The hair's a good one.
She's gonna, you know, blush. She's gonna like that. Thank you, whatever the case is. Younger women compliments. I don't know if I think it's because they get so many of them,
Yeah.
Mm.
and it's just, to them, that's just a lack of thought.
Ah,
To them, you just sound like everybody else.
Okay.
Compliments is not as effective.
so you got to come with a joke. You got to make them laugh.
I use the environment.
Mm.
So like, and it's simple. It's just starting a conversation. Because if we in line in a restaurant, I might say something like, "You been here before?" Like, that's it. I can start a conversation just like that.
Mhm.
"Oh, that look good. What you getting?"
Right.
Conversation has started. But it has to be, with younger women, I notice it has to be a little bit more authentic and natural to flow
Yeah.
in there, versus me coming off like I'm choosing
Mm.
in per se. It's just kind of what I've noticed.
But that's a good. So here's another place you could meet a man: in line. Right?
Oh, yeah.
In line, anywhere, at the concert line, at the Starbucks line, at the supermarket line,
Any line.
in the line. Maybe not the men's bathroom line, but you know.
Nah, you don't want those.
So in line, you could very easily start a conversation with someone, such as, "Have you eaten here before? What's your favorite item on the menu?" Like, those are
Yeah.
very simple ways.
Easy.
And very easily he'll look back and look at you. And if it's something that he's attracted to, the conversation really does continue.
right.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it.
Right.
And for some of you, you might be thinking, "Oh, but then what is he attracted to?" Do not overthink things, ladies, right? Right? Like, you can't be out here trying to change yourself for this one random person in the street. I need you to feel good in what you got on, right? So does that mean you might get a stylist? Maybe, right? Does that mean you need to hit the gym? Maybe, right? It all depends on where you are in your comfortability in your body, right? We got all this body positivity. There's outfits for everyone. So do you feel good is the question. And if you feel good, then rock with it, right?
Now let's stay there.
Oh,
Let's stay there.
stay there.
Because I want to talk about this. Because me personally, there's just certain looks that I go for and stay away from
Uh-oh.
at this point in my life.
You're not looking for the bonnet?
Oh, come on. I mean, the bonnet is
Listen, some people still leave their house in a bonnet. I saw one in the airport today.
That
no.
bonnet better come
Atlanta
with a
airport. You're
stacked up body.
gonna
That's
see
the
at
only way
least
I make an
5.
exception.
Yeah, you're gonna see at least 5 bonnets in Atlanta airport.
At
so
least.
I did.
that makes sense. But it's even more intricate than just the bonnet. It's like it's certain things. Like I'm not gonna probably talk to a young lady with overly long nails.
You concerned
Like
about
with
her
the overly
hygiene?
long bedazzled nails.
Yeah, no.
I'm probably not gonna approach that young lady.
Not your thing.
I'm probably not gonna approach a young woman if she got 3-inch lashes.
Not
you know
the
what I'm
ones that
saying?
like the AC fan.
Not
like,
the
like
AC
Nah.
fan joint.
No.
But see, and see,
No signs of ratchetness.
yeah,
No.
exactly. So see certain things.
So she's out in her pajamas. No.
First
Oh
off, I
my
see that all the time.
Right.
Yeah, my neighborhood is turned. I was telling Todd, I'm thinking about moving because the neighborhood is turned up. Too many pajamas. You
I
can
saw some
see.
pajamas today.
Yeah, it's too much. I don't want to see too much. I don't want to see too much. I want the, not, it doesn't have to be extremely conservative, but if I personally see too much skin
Yeah.
or just overdone, like he's saying with the long eyelashes or the jacked up weave,
Oh.
I just have to look
So you
away.
anti-lace front?
I'm not anti-lace front. Ladies, just make sure it's laced on there properly.
Right.
That's the key.
Just make sure you're so, and that's what I want to ask you, right?
Mm.
Because what do you recommend? Okay, more specific. It's the first night. It's date night.
Date night.
She about to go out with a handsome brother that
Hey.
she's excited about.
Uh-huh.
What should she be looking to pull out that closet
Right.
to rock on this first night?
So here's one of the things, right? So before we even came here, we were looking at the color of your sweater and what it did to your face, right? So I find that it's really important that as women, we should sit in front of the mirror and put colors against our face to see what brightens us. So in most things that I get interviewed, TV, whatever, I'm wearing this color because it looks good on me. So this is my color. So I need you as women, as men, to take a look at what colors look good at me. So how do you do that? You pull your hair back and you just put the color to your face. And you just literally blue, red, green, orange, and just take
Yeah.
a look at, does it wash you out? And I don't care what color skin tone, from a darker hue to a lighter hue, right? Like what really brightens you up, what makes you feel good. And when you pinpoint those colors, get a couple of things in those colors. And that's what you wear. Because I know some experts will say, oh, wear red. Red is alluring. Not for everybody. Red ain't everybody color. Like what brightens you up? Now,
True.
mind you, I'm Jamaican and I used to love me some lime green. Okay.
Wow.
They
I don't know.
No, they love all the high yellow
I
colors.
don't know.
Yes.
I
And
don't know
the
about
neon
that color.
orange.
Neon,
Oh.
everything.
So you got to be careful, right? Sometimes culture influences you and you should just stay away, right? So I'm so happy that I did that exercise that I just shared because I was mistaken. Do
Right.
not wear neon green, right? So you want to look at what makes you feel fabulous and then what can you walk in? If you cannot walk in the shoes, do not wear the shoes, right? So you could be cute from a flat to a stiletto, but I need you to be able to walk in them. And then what are your favorite where do you want to accentuate? What are your happy places, right? So I love my butt, so a good pair of jeans, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then there's a shorter situation so you could see it, right? So even if I wore a blazer, right, that blazer is going to be cut a little bit shorter so you can see all the situation, right? Make sure it's all
Nice and tight.
Nice and tight,
but
baby.
that you can breathe,
Right.
right? Because sometimes we put on all these undergarments and we got somebody's foot in our back trying to tie them up, and you go on the date and your date hugs you and all they're feeling is a contraption. It's just like, what's really under here?
And let's be careful.
Oh, and guys
let's
will
be
go in on you
careful
too.
right?
but let's be careful with the undergarments and the things that we're portraying. I get, look, waist training and stuff. Okay, I get it.
Mhm.
But I literally had a young lady
Mhm.
Uh-oh.
that will wear these like a girdle
Mm.
under her joint, but now they got these new girdles. Ladies, y'all probably know they got these new girdles that actually has padding on the
Mm.
butt.
Oh yes.
So
Ass pads.
yeah, it was
Yes.
padding. It was
I didn't know
padding
that.
on the butt.
Well,
So
I'm in Miami, so you know.
That's a thing. Yeah, I think she's in Miami now.
Yeah.
But literally,
She upgraded.
you would put them some leggings on, and I remember she would be all like on the pictures,
Curvy.
very
Curvy.
extra curved the back
Yes.
with a pad in there.
Yes.
And then I met her with the pad in too.
Yeah.
And just know when the pad wasn't there,
Oh.
it was like a different. Like,
Wow. Does the pad at least feel lifelike?
No.
I don't think I touched it, but all I
No.
know is
It wasn't the same.
she went from Kim K to
Ray J.
yeah. I'm like, what the hell is going on right now?
Yeah.
I was very confused about that.
I don't like
Yes.
that. That's
So let's come on now. Let's not be deceptive.
Right. So here's the thing. We all have our own different types of deception, right?
Right, that's true.
Like from these eyelashes I got on to the nails to the whatever. So I will put on the girdle situation when my belly is out of hand. But at the same time, if we're using girdles, that also means we need to exercise, right? Because if we don't like where our stomach is naturally, that means we need to eat right. You know, like we have to do the
Yes.
things so that we can maintain. Because when you start turning 70 and 80, you know, everything catches up with you. So
Yeah.
yes, right. So I'm not one that's for the butt pads. Yes, I'm for a quick girdle situation every now and then, but you have to be able to breathe, right?
yeah.
You gotta
And
be able to breathe.
I don't know if you really hiding too much because guys are becoming smart. Like
Right.
you will see a woman with a certain shape, and then you're like, I don't know if that's really her because I'm looking
Right.
at her arms.
Exactly.
I don't think she got a Coke bottle and got her arms flapping everywhere.
Well, she
right?
could have did the surgery and didn't do her arms.
That could be possible too. That could be
Right.
possible. And it's not no disrespect, anything like that. I'm just
Yeah.
saying this is what guys are thinking.
Right.
That's true.
And at the end of the day, I mean, even if you put on the nicest outfit, the nicest colors, all of those things, as long as you look presentable,
Presentable.
a guy's gonna be interested. You got some light makeup on,
That's
you
it.
got a decent outfit. It's not
Okay,
revealing
so let's
too much.
go to the light makeup because I know a lot of natural sisters.
Ooh, that was my next
right? So
question.
I'm natural. You
Okay.
know, he should like me how I am. It is okay to do a little zhuzh, right? Like
Mm.
put in the earrings, do a little lipstick, put a little foundation on. And if you have no clue, go to one of the makeup counters, right? There's Sephora, there's Macy's, there's all the places that can help you get your face together because there's something professional about it as well. So
Mhm.
like do the you do not need to do lashes. Most men, I don't know any men that like eyelashes actually.
So I would say, when I think about it, lashes conservatively put together looks nice on a young lady, especially if she's lash challenged. But what I will say is I don't like seeing them lashes around the damn house. Like a
Oh.
lash
But that's where
sitting
they go.
That's
around the
hygiene.
house,
That's hygiene.
it
that's
looks
a
like a
little different.
damn spider or insect. It's like the most disgusting thing to find a woman's lash
Yeah.
somewhere.
Look at the face, just the
It's
disgust.
like, what is this?
So okay, so he's saying to keep hold of your lashes.
Just
ladies.
have proper hygiene. when it comes
Okay,
to that,
proper
yeah.
hygiene. So then when it comes to the nails, I came to a place where I decided to stop wearing colored nail polish and gel nail polish and the rest of that stuff. And it does feel a little strange, right? Like even for me being on the show and not having like
Yeah.
the whatever. But I was seeing that I was allergic, right? So I was like, wait a second. Who am I trying to impress? Am I trying to kill myself? Because this UV rays, right, are now talking about cancer and all this other stuff. So now I've come to the place of just be manicured, right? Just
Yeah.
be manicured and you'll be fine. Totally feel strange. I'm like, oh, let me put my hands away. You know, I'm still getting used to it. But at the end of the day, y'all don't care. As men, you want women that don't have dirt under their nails
Yep.
and the nails look clean. Like, what else do you really
I like
desire?
some nice white nail polish.
Oh, look
But now
at
I mean,
here's what I will
but
say,
in terms of
the
Coach
metro
Cass,
over
your
here.
nails
Yeah.
are nice. Like you got some nice you got some
Now
nice
you pay too much
hands.
attention to them.
No. I'm just saying, like
they're nice, they're nice.
they're not distracting.
Yeah.
Right.
They're not anything
Or
that would catch
distressed.
my eyes or exactly.
Distressed.
Like you look well maintenance.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like
thank
you-
you.
And that's the thing with me. I just like a woman to look maintenance.
Yeah.
Like she has taken care of herself. Because when you see
Pluck
me,
your chin hairs.
damn, that was random.
First-
she meant that one.
now, I think the ladies got that one. Maybe some of the older ones don't,
Listen.
but
Pluck your chin hairs.
that's a good one.
It's about that time.
And the nose hairs.
Yeah.
And
I did
and
use
ladies,
a nose
because there's
trimmer
somebody
today.
on here with this, and you know if this is for you, it's for you. You got that little joint.
Yeah.
Hey, go ahead and handle the little joint.
Yeah.
alright? Go ahead, don't get it lined up. Don't say I'm not gonna cut it because we're gonna grow back thicker. No, I don't want to hear none of that.
No,
Just keep cutting it.
So you're saying if hers matches yours, it's a problem?
it could be lighter than that and still be a
Oh,
problem.
it could be. Yeah, I don't want to. Yeah,
Just
I don't
hair
wanna,
in general. I mean, is on the
But I
face.
feel like that's a preference because I had a good friend. So I have like 3 good male friends, and one of mine likes a Siamese cat, pretty much hairless, everything. That's his preference, right? So if you had any hair, he had an issue, right?
Mm.
But I think that depends on who you with, because then I'm Jamaican. So if you get with you a island man, you can have chest hair and he'd be like, ooh, come
Yeah.
here, sexy, right?
Mm,
Like
yeah.
all the leg hair, all the underarm hair, he don't care. So I also think that that's a preference on who
It's
you
cultural.
with.
It's-
Yeah,
I
let's
think-
keep it American. And, let's go ahead and get that hair taken care
Yeah, because I heard y'all don't even want a Jamaican men anyway.
of. Right.
All right, so no, yeah, so
My
we good.
husband is Haitian.
but but guys in general, I think is just looking for well maintenance. Now, don't get me
Well-maintenance,
wrong. Some nice nails, some
Yeah.
hair all the way done, the eyebrows looking right, the eyelashes looking right. That's going to add an additional level of attraction.
Mhm.
But is it enough to, for me to make a decision? If you don't have that, not at all. It doesn't add. It adds value, but not significant enough for me to go from unattracted to attracted.
Yeah.
So as long as you got your stuff together on a basic level, it's gonna be
Yes.
fine.
So you need your rack of clothes, right? So some ladies I talk to are like, well, I don't know what to wear leaving the house. So it's literally trying on everything in your closet, kind of like that Marie Kondo, what sparks joy.
Yeah.
Right. So you get some of those outfits, even the sweatsuit outfit. Like, what are some to-go outfits that you could put at the edge of your closet? So when you're going to leave the house, you have cute to-go outfits, right? And then now the date night outfits, and then the business outfits. Like, what are the things that make you feel good, right? That aren't too revealing? Because sometimes, we're wearing stuff and it's super low. Like, you don't even have to do all that. Am I right, fellas? Like, do ladies have to do all that? Do they have to have everything like practically a nipple out to attract you?
This is the thing. If you want me to turn my neck and objectify you in a certain way, absolutely have everything hanging out. And depending on where I'm at, I may still talk to you. If not enough people gonna see me, I may still talk to you.
It's very embarrassing.
Very embarrassing.
On the low.
But you have to know that it's just no opportunity for serious interest. But if you're looking for somebody
interest.
if you're looking for serious interest, potential long-term relationship,
Yeah.
you can show your body without actually showing your body. Just form fitting,
Yeah.
not form revealing.
Right.
Exactly. And honestly, let's talk about that too, because that's the bait, right? That determines the kind of guy that you attract. Because too, I would say on us, just especially for my ladies, like I'm really put y'all on some game. Especially my ladies that's trying to really attract this like high level dude, like this real high level dude. You definitely want to stay on the more conservative end of the spectrum. Because and you correct me if I'm wrong, like these guys, they want a women that they can bring into rooms.
Yeah.
Right. So you're probably not gonna pop out with the orange or anything. You're probably gonna wear something nice, black, sleek. You're gonna stay classy. You're gonna stay more on the chic end of kind of how you look. Your nails probably gonna be white, French tip, nothing crazy. You going crazy with these highlighter colors, these orange nails, this and that. I'm telling you, all of that affects the type of man that's interested in you. The longer nails, the bedazzled nails, like all of that affects the type of people that even are attracted to you. So me, like I'm really attracted to the nice, clean, classy women. Those are typically the ones that I approach.
So what you're saying right now, my husband had a conversation with me earlier last week because my aunt sent me a whole bunch of pants, right? Like tailored pants because she can't fit them no more. So she gave them to me and I started to put them on with my jackets and whatever. And he was like, I really like this look. Like he got excited. He's like, I never really told you this, but I love the tailored look, the blazer and the nice pants. There's something about it that's professional and classy, right? So I'm like, dang, it took you about a decade of marriage for you to like be able to share this. But it was just like, oh, okay, right? Like I'm fine with wearing this kind of stuff. So with what you're saying, yeah, do you really want to take whoever, right, with the SWV nails to your local conference, chamber meeting, or whatever? There is a certain look that you are looking for. Now, do you not wear orange? You see, I'm always bright, so I'm gonna have a bright color on. I'm Jamaican, but can I class it up? Yes,
you can class it up. And see, that's you could wear something super dope and orange with a bunch of white, or even some black, like really dress it, like
really
make it pop. You can make the orange need to be popping.
Tyshawn is is just from me personally knowing him, he's highly critical when
Yes.
it comes to women's
Oh,
growth.
so he's like my husband.
Well, see, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
because it's true. Like a woman really is a reflection of myself.
Yeah.
So like I know the kind, and I'm generally
Mhm.
a more conservatively dressed dude myself. Like
Mhm.
I'm not gonna be having all the crazy things on.
Except for when you're doing your fitness Instagram.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Sean, he
Let's
put
not
out the,
do
well,
that.
he put out the thirst traps, but
Let's
I
not do
specifically,
that.
I specifically remember when Tyshawn actually advised me against dating a young lady
Mm.
specifically because of her toes.
Oh,
yeah.
boomerang.
He
What is
specifically, he was like, bro,
happening?
you
What?
cannot be going out with this chick and she got toes looking like that.
Let me tell you.
And I had never even acknowledged toes in general.
What did the toes look
Let
like?
me tell you something, ladies. A cardinal sin. A cardinal sin is chipped toenail paint.
Oh,
Ladies, if y'all walking around with chipped toenail paint,
Yeah, he was disgusted by that.
boomerang situation.
let me tell
for
you
real.
something. I don't care if you are my future wife. You ain't gonna be that day. You getting overlooked.
Oh no! So was this like a one-time chip toenail, or like every time you saw her?
Let
her
me tell you something.
toenails
He was
chipped?
so disgusted
It was a
by her
one-time?
feet. I'm pretty sure it had been on multiple occasions he had seen her
Oh.
feet.
Yeah, it
Oh,
was,
so you gave her more.
that was
kind
kind of like the look.
Oh, okay.
It was
Yeah.
like it was kind of like you could tell when certain women. I feel like certain women. I don't know if it's because they paint their own toenails,
Mm.
but it just kind of the toenail paint just
Yeah.
ain't got the same lifeline like the toenail paint.
Yeah.
Got like a 48-hour lifeline, and then because you got to really maintenance it. Like
yeah,
it's high maintenance when you're doing it yourself.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
the tricky thing.
yeah.
But it's
And-
like you either got to commit to hitting them toenails every 48 hours, or we got to figure
Yeah,
something out.
he
It's
was right.
rough.
I started, man, I'm kind of embarrassed about this, but I started to look at her feet a lot more.
Oh no!
And then I started noticing all kind of issues with
Oh
the feet.
no!
Yeah.
It's like they just didn't seem as clean on the bottom.
Oh
As I would
no!
like.
No!
Oh.
No!
I noticed,
no.
then I later noticed it was kind of scratchy when she rubbed them
Oh
up against.
no!
So needless to say,
But what?
that relationship, I broke up with her because
Why
of her
didn't you
feet.
just sponsor a
Listen.
pedicure?
No. It's not about sponsoring a pedicure. It was the fact that she was okay with them feet being like that.
Yeah.
See, it's her
Yeah.
standard.
Ending relationship.
He really did end that relationship because I went from like, man, feet don't, man, it's just some feet to like, oh no, these
Oh,
feet
no.
gotta go.
I'm
Yeah.
just saying, it's like, ladies, I'm telling you, your hands and your feet is a reflection of your personal
So
maintenance.
we talking about grooming. My daddy always told me, no man wants a stinkhead woman,
Mm,
right? A
Stinkhead.
stinkhead woman.
that's a Jamaican man for
right?
sure, right
yeah.
there. Explain, break down what stinkhead is for the people that don't
Listen,
understand.
every now and then he would come and sniff my hair and be like,
You-
go wash your hair. Like no man wants a stinkhead woman. So literally that has been something ingrained in my mind that my hair should always smell good.
Oh yeah,
Period.
it's gotta smell good.
But that's not that simple for people who have things on top of their hair and all of the juices and berries going on.
Yeah, and gentlemen, just so you know, let's pause right here real quick. Guys, we still not at 300 likes, and it's 570 people in here right now.
Ooh.
Let's get this thing right now. I told you we're gonna hit 1,000 before the night is over.
Fact.
So let's get the likes to 400. If you're on your phone, close the chat, hit that thumbs up. I need you to hit the thumbs up. Let's go to 400. Let's get this thing popping so we can get more people in here. And in fact, if we 60 minutes in, we're gonna take a call very soon.
Mm.
But what I want you guys to know is tonight for super chats, okay? Because I know the super chats, they typically come in later.
This-
Questions,
Yeah.
we are going to take questions, but just so we can actually get clarity to it, 10 and up at this point.
This is just forever. This is forever.
And right now, this is the standard, guys. $10 and up. We're actually going to allow you guys to ask questions to Coach Cass. So just look out. The questions are coming. But I want to go ahead and get to a call in. So we're an hour in right now. So Lano, go ahead and put the number up for the people so they can go about
Yeah.
getting the number. So actually, we're gonna
we
put
haven't
these
even
headphones
announced
in.
this yet. We got over 560 people in the room. And guys, I'm not sure if you noticed the membership and as well as the amount of people we getting live in the chat is a significant growth.
Yes.
We're regularly hitting over 500 people in the room. I'm sure within a month we'll be over 1,000 people regularly in the room. So guys, keep promoting this. Send this to all your group chats. Send this to as many friends as possible, guys, because I mean, I feel like and you let me know. Are we really providing value? Let us
Yes.
know in the chat. Are we providing value?
Drop a yes. Drop a yes.
We gotta get the ladies right though. It don't take a lot.
So guys, and by the way, the only people I want calling in here, nobody just regular. Listen, I want you to call in if you want some help with your dating life. If you want some help with your dating life, call in, give us your name, your location, and ask your question. Your name, your location, and ask your question. Any ladies that need help with their dating life. All right. So let's get back to it. Because that call is gonna come in shortly, but we don't stink head woman. I like that. Pops, shout out to Pops when you're game. Because one thing that we do,
Gotta
we
call
gotta
up, get it.
one thing a father gonna do is they gonna keep it real with their daughters.
They should.
So Pops out here and turn the headphones up, Lano, so we can hear. Hold on 1 second. If you don't hear, we got to get these headphones turned up so we can hear you.
Okay.
Answer that. Okay. Hello, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
What up?
Awesome.
Welcome to the show.
Hey.
Thank you. My name is Nicole, and I'm 30. I live in Orlando. Shout out to Orlando. I heard you guys talking about Orlando.
You probably seen this out there,
Turn the
Nicole.
volume all the way up just to make sure it's all the way up.
Okay.
But go ahead.
Okay, so I live in Orlando, and I've had a lot of trouble with my dating life.
Ooh.
I guess I don't really have a question. I would just say this. Well, I guess I do got a question, but
Ask that.
whatever.
Listen, no statements.
We got
Ask that
we
question.
got to get a question.
okay. So my question is, like, what does a girl do? Like, you guys talked about a lot of social gatherings. Okay, going out. I don't go out. I'm not a person who drink. I'm a fun person, but it's hard to kind of show that. How do I show that I'm a fun person when I'm not a person who drink or smoke or do the social type of stuff that people do?
What do you
Like, I'm a
like to
person
do?
who would need to meet. I'm an artsy person. I'm
Artsy.
into health. I'm in school to be a doctor right now. So
Okay. So
I'm just
right now
into
you're
kinda
studying.
yeah, I'm studying. I'm working too, but I study, and I'm into dance and fitness. So I'm always at the gym. I'm always
Bam.
like, stuff like that.
Okay. So you're
Well,
at the gym.
first of all, you got to start smoking.
No,
I'm
Bad
kidding. I'm
advice.
kidding.
Listen, sis. I'm not smoking and drinking either, right? So one of the things that you want to start to think about is, where do I go? What do I like to do? So you said that you're artsy, right? So do you go to an art festival? Do you like festivals? Are those things that you like to do? You go to the gym. Are there men at the gym?
Right. What gym are you going to? Because
Equinox,
Mhm.
right? Like the
There are
nicer
men
gyms.
at the gym.
Mm?
They're great. There are some men at the gym, some really fine ones, but
Fine.
the men at the gym are just, and ladies who know to go to the gym, y'all know what I'm talking about. They ain't really it, because they be at the gym and they talking to everybody at the gym. Those are the dudes that's like passed around. Like, I want a good man. You know, and to be honest, I haven't had a problem attracting men. It's just, for me, like, the type of man I want, I'm having a hard time finding him.
What you want?
I don't know. I just want a guy that's like me. Like, I want a guy who can have fun, but who ain't necessarily got to be a club and party type of dude. Somebody who's about their business, somebody who's ambitious. Those seem like very easy things, right? But I don't know. I'm just like, I don't know.
You said three different things, right? So you say you don't go out, but then you go to the gym. There's men there, but they're passed around. You want an artsy guy that's about their business. So you got to make up your mind, right? So if all the men are passed around at the gym, I just want to caution you on making like the all statement, right? Because there could be a new guy at the gym tomorrow, right? So I want you to start to think about, who is it that I desire to meet, and I can meet them anywhere. That guy that you just mentioned, you could meet him at your artsy thing. You could meet him at the gym. You can meet him just about anywhere, but do you know how to identify him if you see him? Because right now what I heard is nobody's at the gym. So I'm not even looking for him there, right? And I heard that you go to the fitness classes and you go to the artsy things, but he's not there because I'm looking for the business guy. But then I don't like to drink. So I heard a lot of places that you go to, but you've already decided he's not there. So then right there, that's a mindset thing.
Ooh, girl.
And
You
there-
just got me.
Let me tell you, listen, we got to get to some other callers. I appreciate you so much for coming on here and asking a
Yes.
question.
Hey,
Hope you got some great game here. Thank you so much for asking, okay?
bye, Nicole.
Thank you for having me.
We appreciate you.
Hold it down, Nicole.
I still think there's some opportunity there because I don't think she was far. The mindset thing, absolutely.
Yeah.
But I don't think she was far off, especially about that gym comment about a lot of the guys being passed around. I
Passed
think it's a
around.
strategy for that too, which we'll talk about in a bit.
Yeah, let's take that next one, Lano. All right, hello, you there?
Yo, welcome to the show. Who we speaking with?
All right, there we go. Good. There you go. Hello. Welcome to Hardly Initiated.
Hey.
Who we speaking with, and what's your
Hi.
question? Hey, what's up?
Hey, I'm sorry. I didn't think I got through.
You made it.
You made it in. So give me your name, your location, and your question.
My name is Bree. I live in Atlanta. And my question is
Wait, hold on.
for-
You don't know personally me or Todd, do you? I'm joking.
No, I
I'm
don't.
joking, Bree. Bree, I'm joking with you. I'm like, hold on. You never know.
Bree.
I done dated some Brees out
You
there.
got
now.
to
Every man has had a breeze.
Right.
Every man has
Don't
had a
be up
breeze.
here trying to
Sit
trash
down.
us now.
Bree ain't been nowhere.
Bree, what's good?
She ain't
What's
with
good?
nobody.
You know, Bree,
Go
hold
No,
ahead,
I
Bree.
have not. So that's the whole point, right? So I recently moved to Atlanta, trying to get out more and be social. In my younger years, I was a little bit more shy. So my question is, when you do see attractive men, like going out, socializing, being out, what are some ways to appropriately let men know that you're interested? Or even if you're in a conversation with a man, you do end up striking up a conversation, you know, what's an appropriate level of flirtation? Like, how do you let these great men know you're interested, but not do too much?
A very simple way is say, I'd love to continue the conversation at another time. Right. And if he's open to it, he'd be like, yeah, I'd really like that. Right. And
Yep.
then the numbers are exchanged.
That's a
It's-
good line right there.
Yeah.
That's,
I like that
that's
one.
one of the best lines to clearly state that
Clearly.
you want to pass along
Or
your
just,
contact
or
information.
just in general, insinuate the next opportunity you see
Right.
them, right?
Exactly.
Like, because I could tell, like, if I'm talking to a woman and she says something like, oh, okay, well, so we must be going to that restaurant next then, huh? Like, if she insinuates we're gonna do
Yes.
something else,
the next.
the next.
Mhm.
That's a good game, coach.
Mhm.
Now, what I'm thinking is, one, smell good. That's the first thing.
Ooh.
Two, put yourself within maybe a couple of arms length, maybe a arm length and a half away from that guy,
Mm.
right? So he can get your smell. He
Okay.
can get an idea that you're around, right?
Mhm.
Actually look over into his direction. Now, once the conversation is initiated, whether he initiates it or you initiate it with a random question, it could be literally a question about anything.
Mhm.
Now, if you wanted the question to not be silly, then you just use your observation. You know, hey,
Mhm.
this is what I'm trying to figure out. Do you know where this is? Do you know where that is? That typically works. Now, another thing that I found from women is to, one, let me know that you've seen me before, whether you've seen me earlier or whether you've seen me on another day, because
Mm.
that is the indication to me
Good.
that you've been very observant and you've been
Right.
watching me,
Yeah.
right? So that's going to already send my radars off. Two, affirm or confirm something that they're doing.
Mm.
Wow, I seen you over there doing this. I really like that,
Mm.
right?
Mhm.
And if you want to take it to the next level, a little bit more assertive, you can just ask that person to give you some level of instruction. So, for example, I met a young lady, Delano can recall this. She was at Upbeat and she asked me, hey, what should I get?
Mm.
So that makes me feel good. That gives me an opportunity to express myself in this leadership role.
Yeah.
And if a woman asking me for some level of direction like that, and she's doing those three things, I'm like, okay, it's a wrap. Like, I'm getting her number and we about to have another conversation.
It's very
Nice.
clear. At that point, you've done all that you can do. And like, let me tell you, as a woman, the game is so easy for you. Like, the biggest thing for you is just literally starting to, like, getting the interaction going. And we already talked about this before. I don't know how long you actually been on this call,
Right.
but another thing Coach Cass brought up
That's okay.
earlier is the compliment.
Mhm.
Compliment the brother.
Okay.
Just tell him something that you see is not. That's probably the most simple thing that you can do on the spot. I like your shoes. I like your shirt.
That's it.
You ain't even gotta like the shirt.
Yeah.
Just say it.
So it's really make an observation,
Mhm.
give a compliment or
Mhm.
make an observation, tell them that you've seen them prior, and then give a compliment. And I
Yeah.
think, and ask for instruction. You do one of those 4 things is good. You do all 4 of those, the more you do, it's the better the
So
likelihood is.
Here's the thing though, Bree, right? If he doesn't take the
Mhm.
bait, it has nothing to do with you.
Mhm.
Don't leave that conversation feeling defeated. It just wasn't it. And that's okay, right? So, all right. So no connection there. Very well. Thank you, God. Moving on to the next. My invitation to you is to start to have the mindset of, if they don't want me, I don't want them. It's really simple, right? We just met. So this is not rejection, right? So if it doesn't follow through, on to the next, period.
Bree, thank you so
I agree
much
with
for
that.
coming up here and giving and sharing with your question. You
And-
have an absolutely blessed day.
And let's not forget, ladies, like,
Thank you, guys. Thank
You're
you so much.
welcome.
No
of
doubt.
course, it's not always about that one single interaction.
Mm-hmm.
A few ladies that are on my list of
Ooh,
ladies. Once
on
I
my
decide where I'm
list.
going with this, I told you I'm getting ready to take a vow of celibacy.
I love it.
I'm this close to it. But one of the, I have like this idea of a few ladies that I'm gonna contact. Should I go on that streak and then then come back? And one of the things that I want to one of the things based why the ladies made that list is simply because these are ladies that regularly contact me and they express, hey, I love what you're doing.
Nice.
That's all they do.
Mm-hmm.
Regularly hit me up, something is going on, I love what you're doing, Ryan, I like this, Ryan, I see you doing this, keep shining.
Yeah.
And those are all ladies that are in my mind as potential love interests should I decide to pursue somebody like that.
And
So-
guys, we're gonna take by the time we want to take one more call. Okay, somebody already on here. Hey, welcome to Harley Initiated. You on the phone?
Hello. Yeah, I'm here. Can you guys hear me?
What's up? How are you?
I'm doing amazing. How y'all doing?
We are blessed.
What's
We
up?
are
Welcome to the
blessed.
show.
Give
Tell us your name, where you from.
Yeah, let's do it.
My name is Janaya. I'm from Atlanta. Live here in the A.
Hey,
What up, Janaya? How
Atlanta
you
is in
doing?
the building.
right?
Yes, I'm doing amazing. How y'all doing tonight?
Fabulous.
We blessed.
We blessed.
What's
We about to
good?
take this question. What's up?
Yeah, my question is, I think the reason I have a hard time dating here in Atlanta is, well, really my question is, how do you guys feel about men being visionaries? So what I mean by that is men not really having any interest into a woman unless her physical appearance is super, super on point. Because for me, I used to be 350 pounds, and I'm in a season of becoming the best version of myself.
Nice.
And I'm not going to stop, you know what I'm saying, continuing to be the best version of myself. But I feel like I really have a hard time in the dating realm or in the relationship realm because 9 times out of 10, the female standing next to me is smaller than me. And men are just really visionaries, in my opinion. So my question is, do you guys agree with that? And as a woman who's a little bit more on the plus side, but still trying to become the best version of herself, what advice would you give me in order to find the man of God that I'm looking for and find the man that, God wants me to be with?
Wow.
Fellas.
That was very, that's very vulnerable.
Yeah.
Yeah, coach.
Absolutely. And shout out
would
to
you
you, by
say?
the way. Shout out to you being on that fitness journey because it sounds
Yeah.
like you done came a long way.
And is that wait? She said she's on a track of being the best version of herself. Does that mean fitness, or is that some other version of that?
Well, it did start off with me just wanting to go from fat to skinny, but throughout my journey, I realized that I have to become the best version of myself. So it's not just going to be the weight; it's going to be mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, financially. So I
Wow.
used to be 350 pounds, and I'm down 150 pounds so far.
Yes. Girl.
Wow. Look, congratulations to you.
Skinty, okay. To the sound effect. So here's the thing, girl. If you turn on 600-pound life, my 600-pound life, every one of them ladies got a man, right? So at the end of the day, your weight is not what's holding you back from the love that you desire. There is a man that loves all the plush and all the places that you have right now. You get that? I want you to sit with that. I want you to breathe that in. There is a man right now that will love you as is. So as you work on this journey, I invite you to start to fall in love with you as is, and then get a stylist that can style you as is. I understand that you're losing the weight and maybe you want to buy the outfits after you get to a certain weight, but what if that you had something fabulous now that brought you to a place where you just feel good leaving the house now? Because at the end of the day, your weight is not what's holding you back. Period. Right. So I want you to start to think about, yes, there are men that only want skinny women. That ain't for you anyway. Right. So there's something beautiful about the meat on your bones right now. So if you're saying, okay, well, Coach Cass, I'm still working on these things, that's fine. But I want you to start to fall in love with how you show up in your skin as it is right now and connect to people from that place versus thinking to yourself in comparison to those standing next to you. So that's the
Yeah,
thought.
and I hear you, Queen, and that's I think that's where I'm struggling the most because
because I'm confident in who I am. I love this Janiyah. I love the old Janiyah, and I love the Janiyah that is to come, you know? And I walk out of my house every single day with my head up held high, you know, and I am confident in that. I do love myself from the inside out, all the ugly, all the fat, everything. Like, I'm so confident in one with who I am and with who I'm becoming. And I think that's where I'm wrestling the most, because even with all of that ray of sunshine and all that light and all that confidence, I still really do have a hard time, because I just believe that men are visuals. Like, at the end of the day, a man doesn't even take the time to approach me and pick my brain and see kind of where I'm at mentally to give me the opportunity to show that I am a great woman, because I automatically are looking at my physical appearance. And that's just, you know, that's just been through my experience. You know, I spark conversations, vice versa, but it just doesn't really get to another level due to that physical appearance, in my opinion, because I mean, like I said, that's just experience for me.
So then there's also online, right? So there are specific dating sites for women that are your size, right? So there are men that specifically love women with your shape. So if you're not finding them in regular day-to-day life, there's also online places where people who love exactly you hang out. And you might be on anti-online dating, but I invite you to try it out.
Yo, thank you. By the way, thank you so much for going ahead and being so vulnerable with us here. We're gonna take answer the rest of this question here offline here. So you have an absolute blessed day. Was it Janiyah?
Yes.
Yes, it was Janiyah. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for
answering.
We appreciate you.
Much love. Enjoy it.
All right.
Well, go ahead.
Y'all.
So I guess I had a couple things from the first one, but then let's stick with Janiyah. Which, man, I'm proud of her. She has really
lost 150. Yeah, that's a lot.
That's a feat.
Yeah.
That's a feat for sure. And Coach, I think that you were given some good game in terms of the self-worth piece, and then also in terms of just other things, because it is a certain man that likes a certain figure.
Right.
But I think this is not just a unique issue for Janiyah. I think hold tight.
We know what calls.
Yeah. I think it's just in general an issue, because like she said, I completely agree with her. Men are visual.
Yeah.
And for us, especially the more successful a man is, it's not just what he's physically attracted to. Men consider how the woman looks as a part of him, or just in presentation. So he's thinking about how is she going to look when I bring her around other people, and kind of what other people would think about her. This is this is just human nature. These are things we consider. So I do think that it's a certain group of men, right, that would just generally not be interested because of that physical appearance. But the good news is that physical appearance is something that we can continue to work on. It's like a lifelong thing for you to continue to work on. So I don't want to say, hey, it's all about, the way you feel about on the inside, and then try these other alternatives, without also just agreeing with her. And just the actual reality of the situation is that if you are at a certain weight, or a certain type, or a certain height, or a certain anything, there will be a certain group of people who are not interested. So if you do, if you do have the ability, the God-given ability to make a change in that, I think you should continue to make the change until find people that are got going on.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, it's like that's weight is actually something that you can. The blessing is you can, if you want to, change that part of your life, because we have that conversation too with like brothers. Believe it or not, men have this issue as well, because a lot of men who are short, that literally believe that like women like tall men.
Yeah,
like I'm short. Like I can't get a lot of women because I'm short, and so on and so forth. But no, you short, brother. Get your short behind in the gym. Improve the way you look. Become intelligent. Become a great communicator. Right. Get smooth in that conversation with these ladies. Like, and trust me, when at that point, you trust a woman who be like, I'll never date somebody under 5'9".
Right.
You hit her with that game. You show her this success, this vision that you have in your life. All of a sudden, she looking down at you choosing.
But the reality still stands. It will be some women that still would not date you. No matter how rich you are, how tall you are. No. But it's still a group, whether it's a small group or a large group. But at the end of the day, that's just something that we have to deal with.
It's preference.
It's just preference. And that's going to continue to happen. But if the thing is, I think we had Dr. Jamal Bryant on, and he says you date according to your self-worth. I do 100% agree with that. So I don't think that you should necessarily cut off all possibilities of getting that guy that you're looking for because of physical attraction or some physical situation.
Right.
But you do have to accept certain realities that come with it. And then you just continue to do the absolute best you can to attract who you want.
But in the meantime, also look for the proof,
Right.
right, of whoever you're looking for. Because some people will say, oh, you can't get with a fit guy because you're not fit or whatever. But Instagram, the internet, there's so many instances, TikTok, right, of all these different sets of people that have gotten together that the world says would never get together. So I also invite you to start to build a proof list of that it is possible what you're dreaming of. Because sometimes we lose faith. We lose hope based on our current circumstances, our current circle, the 3 events we went to in this one town that I live in, and so don't let that dictate the rest of your life. Continue to dream because that dream can definitely still come true.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Man, that's some really good game. And I appreciate y'all for calling in. I appreciate y'all for going ahead and actually asking really great questions. That's a segment where we told y'all was coming and we're very intentional about.
That's cool.
And what I want you guys to do so we can continue to get this here, guys, I want to get us to 500 likes in here because there's 600 people watching this right now, 609 to be exact.
Wow.
So go ahead and hit the like button. I want to continue to grow the likes, as that is what allow people to continue to enter the room. And also, if you want to continue to ask questions throughout the conversations, send in those super chats. Guys, the super chats are what we're using to soundproof our studio. We got a $3,500 goal, guys, to soundproof our studio. So we depending on y'all to send in those super chats to help us reach that goal and to help us improve what we're already trying to give to you guys.
Yes.
All
And
right.
speaking of super chats, we got a couple. Shout out to Larry Love Jr. It's crazy to see women come to the club and get on their phones and text. They literally paid to get in the club and play on their phones. Yes, Larry, I cannot stand that. We went to Houston. We had a blast in Houston. And I said, Ty, I really like women from Houston because none of them on their phone.
Nice.
Yeah.
And so we spent about 2 hours in there, and all of a sudden we get a girl that's in our section on her phone. I said, look, guarantee she's from Atlanta. I'm gonna go ask her where she's from. Guess where she was from?
Yeah.
Atlanta.
ATL.
Atlanta. So that's another thing. So shout out to Renee Randall. She says, I love that every week you guys are growing just as much as we are as viewers. Outstanding job, Tyshawn and Ryan. I love Coach Cass.
Aww.
Yo, Shanae, we love you too. And we appreciate that you see the growth.
Thanks, sis.
Man, God got some work to do on us, but he been working.
You know, that's a really good point about what you brought about Houston. It was so interesting, Coach Cass, going to Houston, because when me and Ryan went to Houston, I told him this story. I feel like I felt how my uncles felt about Atlanta when they came like in the year 2000.
Ooh.
Because I remember I literally it's a famous story. Like my uncle came down here, never went back. Like quit his job, left the apartment.
What?
Like he said, this is incredible.
Wow.
Like never even went back. And when they described the situation they had with the women, they described this like Southern hospitality, this like sweetness, obviously, that Southern shape that the women had, all of that good stuff. And Atlanta has really evolved. Like, we've become Hollywood, like the new Black Hollywood now.
Yeah.
My chick is bad and bougie, right? That's kind of what's happened. And this level of kind of pretentiousness has built here. And it's interesting how that affects culture and how people move around.
Yeah.
Because now when you go out, it's very common for people to not be present and to be looking down and to be just around the people that they're with and not really socializing with everyone. That's not the culture anymore.
Yeah.
Whereas when we was in Houston, I was like, man, I just feel like people are like actually here.
Yeah.
Like
Present.
down to earth.
Mm.
Like I could walk up, even the guys, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Like even the guys, I could walk up and
Everybody's cool.
strike a conversation up with the fellas as
Yeah.
well. It was like a different culture. And I think that's another thing, like actually being present, right? When
Yeah.
you're in an environment, be there,
Right.
be all the way there.
Yeah.
See what's happening around you,
Mhm.
right? Don't be locked in with your small group of friends and your phone,
That's part.
because I think all of those things kind of go into the potential outcomes that you can have.
You
But-
got to break away from the group too.
You do. And we
How do
actually
you
had
do
a
that?
we had a comment. Shout out to Hey You There. She says, who goes to the club to socialize? And I think that's a great question. It's some
Yeah.
confusion.
Great question.
It's confusion about why we going to the club.
Yeah.
That's the thing. And I think most people go to the club to stunt at this point. But you should be going to the club to socialize. You should be going to the next person section. You should be if you're in a ball, we call it baller prospecting. You should be buying the other section of bottle too. We do a lot of crazy stuff. We used to, but I think that now it's just some confusion in terms of what you do when you go to these different places. So you personally, if you go out to a dance spot, are you going to socialize or are you going for some other reason?
So I'm married, but
right.
But for me, it's for the music. That's why I would be going to a dance spot. I need to hear my old school dance hall reggae. That is the specific purpose for which I'm married.
That old school dance hall reggae. Hit different, right?
I got you.
It's the thing, right? So that's why I go. I don't necessarily go to make new friends. I do sometimes go to connect with old friends that I haven't seen in a while, right? So why do you go out to any event? Usually it's to hear the music or see people that I haven't seen. Like, oh, snaps, I could get it. Like, no new friends. Why would I need new friends? So now as a single person going out, I do want you to add on that third goal. Go for the music or the event. Go to see your old friends and go to meet some new people.
Go to meet new people.
New people. Because the thing is that you may not meet your husband or your wife at that event, but they might know somebody that could then introduce you to your husband or your wife, right? For those of you that are marriage minded, for those of you that are just minded to have a good time, that you just connected with people and that's it.
So I want to also go into this too, because I had this prepared and I think this is important because one of the callers actually brought this up because Judge Lynn actually talked about this. I can't remember the line she said in particular, but she said, I didn't focus on finding a man, a good man. I focused on doing what I was passionate about at the highest levels, and like the man was there, right?
Yeah.
And I think that kind of goes into like the extracurriculars, right?
Yeah.
And kind of having hobbies and having interests.
Hobbies, something.
How important is that? Is to find this person?
So here's the thing: what you gonna talk about on a date if all you do is work all day, right?
That's what they're gonna talk about. Work.
Is that exciting for you guys to talk to a woman that just talks about work?
Red flag. If I hear anything about work,
it was like, that's not why we're on this date. I want to get to know you. And if you can't say anything outside of work.
Usually when we talk about work, the conversation's dying.
Yeah. It's a problem. So the reason why we find hobbies or things that light us up or what we're looking forward to next, like literally I created a deck of cards, right? 60 questions to ask before choosing the one, because one of the biggest things that we do too often is we talk about the things that don't matter, right? So I want us to get real about what matters to us and start to have those types of conversations.
Right.
Really
this is dope, actually.
Yeah, we're gonna white label that one. We still hardly initiated. 60 questions asked.
Show the people here, by the way, so they can see. Blano, show the people.
But no, Coach Cass, I really like that, and I think that is very important. I think a lot of women are just kind of on the couch, kind of waiting for this man to sweep them off their feet, instead of going out there and actually being active.
Yeah.
And once a woman really, I mean, that's the thing. As a matter of fact, that's exactly what we look with a woman. We want to forget work.
Yeah.
We want to stay away from all problems.
You want to be taken away, far away from here.
Far away.
Right?
I want to talk about how you traveling. I want to talk about what are you looking forward to, what you cooking, what just a woman spending time with her family. Those are all the things. Like, you want a woman to remind you that there's life to live, because all we think about is making money and working.
That's it.
But
so that ends up being a business deal. So that's another thing. Your date is not a business prospect. And that happens way too often than for business-minded women. It's like, are you a business prospect or are you a date? Because they're so used to having business conversations. So now, y'all are doing well in podcasting. Well, let's talk about that, right? And you end up in a business deal versus in a romantic conversation. So my invitation is start to figure out, what does it mean to dial into your feminine side, right? I talk about that in my book. So it's like, how do we dial into our feminine side? How do we really spend time getting in our bodies, connecting on a heart to heart level versus on just a mind level? Because at the end of the day, you could do that with anybody.
Right. What is that?
How do you stand out?
What does that mean to tap into your feminine when you say that? Like, just kind of give like a brief idea, because I think that's now become a phrase that is more metaphysical than practical. So like when practically tapping into your feminine, what does that mean?
So it's a daily practice for type A women that I work with, right? So a lot of women, You wake up, you think about what's the next business thing, the next thing in your operations, the next thing in your marketing, the next thing in your sales. How do you end up getting in your feminine? It's like you have to start to think about what brings me joy.
Yeah.
What lights me up? And how do I start to put that in my day-to-day life, especially in the beginning and the end of my day? Right? So how do we shut things off? So for me, it's my devotion. For me, it's dancing. For me, it's my Thursday mornings aqua aerobics with my 70-year-old women in the pool at the Y. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Like, then I have such a good time with them ladies. It's a good time. But it's just like, we're in your day-to-day life. Is there just fun? We ain't having fun, guys.
Yeah.
Right? We're living life, but there's not much laughter. There's not much love, and there's not much movement. So you got to get more into your body and move, but then also see what brings me joy and sprinkle that throughout your day, because then otherwise you're a real dull girl, you know?
And first of all, I
All
believe
work
what you
and
say,
no
because
play.
yo, Coach Cass, your energy is like amazing. Like
Energy is
I'm not even
vital.
lying, y'all. Like what y'all see on camera is like, it's not a flex. Like
Hey.
I will call Coach Cass on the phone just to give her a quick update and fall into a 45-minute conversation every time. So how's the lady? How's the lady? And I end up telling her about my dating life and this. Okay, what about Ryan? I'm like, how do you do this? Like, you really have this, like, this, like, you could tell that that's off, that you've worked on that. Like,
It's my happy place, right? Like, love is my happy place. Relationship is my happy place, right? Like, I want to see you win, and I feel like that. Like, that's a part of who I am. So then that I try to have that come across. Like, I care about you as humans. And when we stop seeing people as dollar signs or things that we can use or step on or get to, it just comes to this genuine place when you connect with good people. So that's like something here, right? Essentially, I met these men through the internet. Crazy, right?
Yeah.
So met you through the internet, but it's like, I can actually call y'all friends, but we met through the internet. So that's the same thing when I hear these ladies and they're like, oh, Coach Cass, I can't do this online stuff. Can't do it at all. But you're missing out on these beautiful relationships just because you've decided to close the door. What could it mean to open the door, to be able to meet men anytime, anywhere, anyhow?
And y'all listen, what I'm gonna do, because Coach Cass, she has like a super dope event coming up that she got something special for our Harley Initiated audience. But before I even listen, I'm still pissed about these likes. Until we hit 450 likes in this room, I am not about to even tell you about this event, because I want us to actually get this thing pumped up, get it jumped up, because it's 626 people in the room right now, and it's 383 likes. So let's hit that like button, get it pumped up. When we hit 450 likes, I'm going to have Coach Cass tell us about this event that's popping off. And honestly, the way this event, like, looking, the way this chat looking right now,
we might have jumped
the single brothers might need to be pulling up to this event,
right?
Because I can only imagine what's going to be happening up in the room. I might have to just recruit like 100 of the strongest brothers I know.
Come on.
Put all black on and some shades, and we just pull up in there.
I like that.
We just pull up in there.
Come on. I like it.
We're gonna be the ushers.
I like it.
Let me do this real
Pass
quick.
out some
So
roses.
I want to give a couple shout outs. Shout out to H King, shout out to Camille Crenshaw, and shout out to T Skate, who have just joined the YouTube channel membership. We appreciate y'all. Welcome to the fam. And don't forget, guys, anybody who joins the channel this month will get access to our virtual party that I will give you the details to next Monday. But we're gonna have a virtual party.
We hosting
We're gonna
that
have some
joint.
of our favorite guests come through. We're gonna be live, we're gonna be fly, and we're gonna figure out and have a really great time celebrating 100,000 subscribers, over 250 YouTube channel memberships, and our 2-year anniversary for Harley Initiated. And I want to go ahead and give some special shout out to Yali, who just sent over the super chat. She says, I'm proud to be a super feminine woman who loves all the things that really matter in life. But men always seem to have so many questions about my career and love focusing on that. I don't get it. Yali, what is your career? Because if you in the what you call it, Abdullah? What you call it, Abdullahs?
What you talking
The
doula.
Doulas?
Doula.
Yeah, like if you're a doula or something, I might be asking you some
Loud
questions.
shit,
I'm just
yeah.
very curious about that. You know what I mean?
I
How
had a
the
doula.
babies, how you know, work on the babies
I had a
coming out.
baby in a
But
bathtub.
you had a baby in the bathtub?
I did.
I just am so curious about that. But
I think men just do that, and I think it could be the brothers because I think men do that because men are just also not good at having conversation.
But let me see, Yali, what do you do? She's a fat. First off, why is Negroes asking you about fashion designing? I don't know. They whack.
I'm a fashion. Oh my god! So,
right.
So you make your own boots?
Have you heard of Virgil Abloh? I don't know why they whack. I think
maybe they want their own suit. Maybe they want her to.
Nah, they just don't got nothing better to talk about.
This is why you get the love deck.
Yeah, I mean, and to be honest, I mean, guys are having more and more issues having, intellectual conversations with women.
Talk about the guys.
It's a really big issue. I myself had issues with this a few years back. Well, I actually had to study. When I talk about how much I studied, I got too crazy with the studying. I started becoming a master manipulator. But anyway, I was having some serious issues with that on dates, and I actually had crickets, and I actually would do that. I would just talk about whatever was the first thing, which usually the career, and the dates would just go pretty bad. So I think that a guy who's focusing on that is he just doesn't have.
He's not skilled.
He's just not skilled at communication.
That's it.
And that's and it's hard. And a lot of these guys are nervous.
Right.
They just trying to ask questions to keep the conversation going. And we have not been able to understand how to ask questions with depth. Like we don't really know how to do that. We just are such creatures of pattern. Like we have these templated questions in our mind that we ask. And sometimes when that nervous energy hit, or, you're not really all the way present with the person. So you're just asking these weird, regular, here's the questions. Here's the regular. I'm gonna give you all the regular question list. What's your sign? What do you do for a living? Where are you from? Where are you born? When was your last relationship?
What do you like to do?
It could be born if they don't have any questions to kind of go beyond that.
Right.
But yeah, what do you so when you're just conditioned on asking those basic questions over and over again and not knowing how to break through that. And again, that's why we're talking about, guys, communication is a skill.
Yes.
How do you go to the next level? How do you get creative on mixing your words together? And also just one big help is just being present. We can actually coach the guys up too on this. Actually, that's probably the next thing to go to.
My game elite. I got the elite game. I done studied the game. I done practiced the game. Tyshawn, I would drag him out to concerts and festivals, and I would tell Tyshawn, listen, I got 50 women I'm about to walk up to.
Which is crazy because
I was go crazy.
Which is crazy that Ryan wasn't good at conversation. And that's how you really have to study this stuff, because Ryan's just naturally a great communicator. Ryan been in sales his whole life, which means he studied communication. But for some reason, that stuff didn't cross over to women right smoothly.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is that just shows that, especially for some guys, you might need to be more intentional just about how you communicate or learn how to communicate with the women. And unfortunately, ladies, you might have a good dude that's not skilled at it. So you might need to cop this little deck right here, get you some questions down to help a brother out. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. So, we weren't taught this
right
at all. Think about it. Dysfunctional family gatherings. People ask you questions that are totally off limits. You run in the corner, you play some card games, you go home. Where do we have deep conversations, period? So my invitation is to just have more meaningful conversation, right? Just some of the questions here. When was the last time you felt truly respected? Right? So it's just as a man, when was the last time you felt truly respected? I don't know.
See, whenever somebody got to pause to answer the question, that's
great
when
question.
You know it was a good question.
That's a good question.
That's a good one.
But it makes you think, right? Those are the things. What would you define as cheating?
Damn. I hope they're not asking that on the first date.
Say that one. Say that one.
Yeah, you can skip some of these for the first date.
Y'all better not ask me that on the first date, 'cause
goodness.
I'm already skeptical.
Yeah. What do you find yourself thinking the most about?
That one, I actually asked that one.
Really?
I actually asked that one.
Cool.
Because that way, if they say work, I know it's a red flag. It's a trick question.
I still need to see 450 likes. Get these likes up. But give me one more. So wait. Is this for men and women?
Yeah. So here's the thing. Of course, it's pink because it's my brand. On one side is affirmations. The other side is dating conversation starters. I have literally used this with my mother, with my best friend, with my man. And what I've found is that it's deeper conversations. What do we talk about on a daily basis with friends and family? What you do today? How was work? You know, it's just real regular conversation, regular schmegular. So like one of my brides, her man literally told me this deck is what helped give him clarity that she was the one for him.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you, I mean, think about that. When a company hires somebody, they do that through a series of questions.
Exactly.
Like, you know, whether you're going to bring somebody in and pay them thousands of dollars every single year based on the questions that you ask them.
That's it.
So the questions literally is the gateway to know whether or not this person needs to be in your life.
So this is one of my favorites. What are your 4 core needs?
What are your 4 core needs?
Yeah, like
damn, I don't do I know my 4 core needs?
Exactly. Like you
That's a good one.
you gotta think about that stuff, because it could be like juice in the fridge, right? Until you actually identify it, you don't know why you're so mad all the time. Like, dang, oh, it's because I didn't have no juice in the fridge. Or maybe I need affirmation. You know, that goes into love languages and things. But it's just like, what are the things that you need? You need, right? Some people are like, oh, she gotta cook. Is that really a need? Or does their food just need to be in the fridge?
Right.
Right?
Because
she got to cook.
That's funny. That's funny.
Oh, hallelujah.
Hey, Coach Cass ain't having that.
Yeah.
Nah.
Coach Cass ain't like, nope. All I know is, what is it? Is it curry?
Oh, huh?
Is it curry? You
What
said
about
that's the only. You said that's the only one.
Yeah,
We
he
doing?
don't do curry.
Oh, he don't do curry.
No, he like my jerk chicken wings though.
She do the jerk.
Yeah.
Now this is the
Invite
thing.
us over next time you cook them jerk wings.
This is the thing. We got some ladies and some guys in the chat. They said, "Hey, how can they get the card?" So you got to give us a link so we can get those cards out.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And as a matter of fact, here's what I'm gonna do for y'all. Again, get these likes up, family, because again, we listen. Y'all know Coach Cass is doing some amazing things in the community, and Coach Cass is throwing an event. This is an in-person event that you have put together.
Where's that, by the way?
Fort Lauderdale.
Fort Lauderdale.
In the
Miami.
warm.
It's
the beach.
happening.
Yeah.
It's happening. So here's what I want to do for the people. Okay. Because enough holding out. I want to bless y'all real quick. Because you know we only bring the best of the best on Harley Initiated. We vet y'all talk about questions. We ask questions too to make sure that folks is qualified to get up on here. So when we bring them on here, just know they've been vetted and they're official. So Coach Cass is on here now.
Yeah.
And Coach Cass has put together an amazing event that you've been working on for a long time.
Yes.
To deliver some crazy value.
Yeah.
So tell us what this event is, who is for, and the details we need.
All right. So Wanted Woman Live. So wanted means woman achieving new triumphs every day. I believe every woman is wanted, but how does she figure this out? How does she really attract, vet, and marry her Mr. Right? Things that we don't learn in everyday life. So through this 3-day experience, I'm going to walk through the Wanted Woman formula.
3 days.
3 days.
This is a transformation.
3-day, yes. Through this 3-day experience, what's going to happen is I'm going to walk you through my Wanted Woman formula of how do you really get centered with you. First, it starts with you. And how do we really attract what it is that we want? Some of what we taught here, but we go more in depth. And then how do we really vet? How do you choose the right person? Because now that you got options, how do I even do this thing?
Yeah.
And then once I get it, how do I marry? How does that really work? So who is this for? It's for the ever hopeful woman, the woman who is hopeful that love is still out there. Maybe she hasn't seen it, but she's still hopeful about it.
Not the pessimist.
This is for the renewed heart, the one that maybe you're divorced or maybe you had a hard breakup and you want to get back out there and not really sure how to do that. And last but not least, it's for the confident dater, the one that's been dating but still ain't getting this thing right.
Yeah.
Be able to be in an environment for a weekend to get feedback on really how you show up in this world. Because sometimes you really don't know when the picture's in the frame, right? Be able to get that feedback, but then also have a good time, right? Put on your pop of color, dance with us, vibe with us, learn with us. Let's talk about love, ladies. So that's what we're doing. We're talking about love in Fort Lauderdale, Florida for 3 days. Beautiful Black women, a haven, a sanctuary, a judgment-free space for us to talk about love. How do you attract the right man into your life? Yeah.
Ooh.
Dropping the link right now.
So go ahead. So we got the link being dropped. And let's talk about this now because we need to get some tickets for the ladies. Can we do something special for our ladies?
Yes.
On Harley Initiative, please?
I got something really special that I ain't do for nobody else.
Okay.
All right.
Can we hook?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Can we hook the ladies up? Y'all see? We be hooked. Y'all see? Okay, what we got? Okay,
So it's 50% off. I am doing 50% off for your audience.
I love it.
You use the code HARDLY, right? So you go to wantedwomanlive.com/hardly, right? And you use the code HARDLY for 50% off. And that's both off of VIP and general admission.
yes.
Yes.
Let me go ahead and put that in the
Yes,
description
get up in
too.
there on the low.
Yeah.
Listen, listen, all these programs and these events, they kind of hardly initiate up and they hook the fam up.
Hey.
All right, we get them to hook the family up, and I really appreciate
You know what I'm gonna
you doing
do
that.
for the first 10 women? I'm gonna give them the love deck.
Oh, we
Yeah.
going crazy.
You gonna give them the love deck?
Yeah, that's what I'll do.
Ladies,
We're
so
going
your date's gonna be lit as well. He just threw in a wanted woman love deck,
Yep.
and we need. Matter of fact, I might be one of the first people because I need. Is man coming up in there?
No, those are good. I look at them.
These are
I just seen them
bro.
right here.
First of all, these cards are phenomenal.
Come
Yeah.
on.
These cards are phenomenal.
Come
I've already
on.
seen it, and questions is already one of the biggest problems we having.
It
So,
is.
Family,
Yeah.
that's the hookup. That's the hookup for the family.
That's it.
That's for the family. That's just for y'all.
That's for you.
So go ahead, take action on that. My people out here, and listen, matter of fact, for 3 days, listen, go ahead and you copy that plane ticket, get up out of there. That's a full
It's
experience.
a quick flight from anywhere in the country. And what's beautiful is the team of people I've put together to pour into you. So I have a neuroscience performance coach that's going to be talking to you about how do you really have the confidence when it comes to love. Some of us feel like we're confident, but yet it's still not coming across in the right way. It might be coming across cocky,
Yeah.
right? I have a trauma therapist that's going to really talk about how do you connect with yourself first? How do we not get lost in this process? I have my husband, right? Talking about communication. How do you have men listen and not tune you out?
Husband breaking it
Yeah,
down?
the husband gonna break that down. And we have a
Oh.
men's panel because I know everybody always wants to hear from the men. So I got some really qualified men to really be able to pour back into you. And of course, there's me. I'm a certified love coach, certified matchmaker, certified doubly qualified, right? That's really doing this thing the whole weekend. And that last day, we're gonna do something special on the beach. Right. So at the end of the day, you fly in Thursday night, you fly out Friday by like 1 o'clock. Right. We'll be good. You can fly out by 1. But I'm telling you, this is an event you do not want to miss, where we're going to really get together and do something you've never done. Make room for love. Right? Make the room. You've gone to the business conferences. You've gone to the marketing workshops. Like, do something for your love. One thing I know, guys, the person you choose to settle down with is one of the most important decisions you'll make in your life.
Yeah.
They impact your wealth. They impact your health. They impact every part of you. And some of you are like, oh, what's the ROI? Let me tell you, the stats, sis, your income doubles when you get married to the right person. The husband is the cultivator. He is the one that uplifts you. So now the question is, how do you choose him? How do you know if he's the right one? How do you know if he's the right person? Too often we do these things in a silo. So get in the right circle, get in the right community, get in the right event, and join me for Wanted Woman Live.
I like that.
I'll join. I'm just
Come
saying.
on.
I would join.
Come on.
So-
Come on.
Yes. If y'all, first of all, oh my goodness, ladies, y'all already hear what Coach Cass told y'all. So you already know what time it is. 50% off. Much love. I appreciate you for taking care of my people.
Yes.
And let's get back to this because I want to ask you this too.
Can I drop some deep game for the guys real quick?
Oh, snap.
That's actually what I want to get into next.
Okay, good.
That's
But-
how I'm gonna be
Go
right
ahead and
back.
go to the restroom. So before we get started with talking to the guys, I want to
Okay.
always, because the guys, they sometimes they tough it out and they
Mm.
sit through while we communicate to our ladies, because the
Yeah.
ladies want to learn, but the guys do too.
Okay.
So what I'm gonna do is just give y'all 3 books, guys. These are 3 books that can help you improve your conversation tactics
Mhm.
when dealing with women. And it's not just conversation; it's a whole bunch of other things that come along with it. Because Tyshawn talked about taking down the wolf pack.
Mhm.
Well, it's a strategy to how to talk to the woman you want to amongst other women. Because
Yeah.
it don't matter how much you say you telling women to go out by themselves, they're gonna go out with all their homegirls. That's what they're gonna do. So that's cool. So guys, these are 3 books I got for you. So tactical advice. This is all tactical. I do not support the actual kind of how this guy went about living his life. But Neil Strauss, The Game. Classic pickup artist, just teaches you a bunch of tactics. So if you can read through that book, power through that book, and use that information for good,
Yeah.
that's a really good book. I got another one that's written by Kezia Noble, who's actually a lady.
Mm.
And I don't really trust, I'm be honest with you, I don't really trust women who telling guys how to pick up women.
Yeah.
But This young lady, she killed it. And it's an actual audio book. And the book is called The Noble Art of Seducing Women.
Ooh.
And it's about the seduction. And when I tell you that, like, it's not manipulative in any way. It's not. I promise you it's not. But when you use these tactics, women have a more pleasurable experience with you.
Yeah.
And I do them. I still use some of these things in person or through phone and text communication. And I found that women actually, I've had women to tell me, Ryan, I go back and read our text thread. I have women have told me, Ryan, I have sat and read our text thread with my friends.
Ooh.
Yeah. And they're like, wow, this dude must be. Yeah, it works. It works. Crazy. And the
Get
third
ready for Ryan's pickup artist class.
No. I wouldn't do pickup artists because it's actually what I found by studying all these things. What I found is something internally that was missing. Now, I still think it's important to get an understanding of the tactics.
Yeah.
But it's more important of getting yourself in right on the inside.
Yeah.
And the best book for that is Models by Mark Manson. He wrote, you probably heard of this book. It was a bestseller, New York Times bestseller, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck.
Yeah.
He wrote another book on pretty much how to attract very attractive women. And it's called Models. And he changed his life through self-discipline and practice, amongst other things. And he began to attract what you would consider some of the top models in the world. But the instruction that he gives you on how to fix yourself internally is invaluable. And when I read that book is when I started to look at the other side of things, when I went from objectifying women to really understanding and appreciating the women, because I started to appreciate myself. So these 3 books, I think you still have to kind of dive in on the tactical part.
Yeah.
But if you put those 3 together, I think that your level of confidence is going to tremendously increase. That's specifically for the men. That's some deep game solely for the men.
So what do you hear women complaining about or saying that men should just improve on in the dating experience just in general?
So letting them know where is this going? Like, what exactly are we doing here, right? Are we just having a good time? Do you see a future? Do you want to do anything? You know, like, it's always so foggy. And men aren't that quick to say, here is my intention. It literally usually has to be a question from a woman. Why is that?
Well, that's because they may not want their intentions to be known. I mean, that's just the reality of the situation. I think most guys are not searching for a wife, you know? So
kind of chance happens, like,
yeah.
Oh, snap.
Yeah. Most guys are not, I think I'm not saying most guys are not open to marriage, but I don't think they're searching for a wife. Even when you hear a lot of the stories about how people got married, it wasn't like I was ready for my wife and she showed up. It was kind of like I met this great woman, you know, we had a great connection, you know, over years of this and that. And, you know, I popped the question. So I think guys' intention is they don't know their intention. Yeah. Is what it kind of really is. Like, they're dating just to really have a great experience with a woman, because we know that as men, our life is better when women are in it, and we enjoy having women around us. Yeah. But we don't know what the hell we want to do with them. See, and that's the situation. Yeah. So asking the guy's intentions is like, he don't even know the answer half the time, to be honest with you. I mean, he might want some sex from you. Yeah. He might want to enjoy your energy and enjoy your time, but that don't sound that good. No. You know, packaging not at all. That answer doesn't sound very great.
No, thank you.
But, you know, so I think that's why it might be a bit foggy. I mean, but because, and you let me know, like, do you see a large, like, the women that you have that are dating, are they meeting a lot of men that are actually saying like they're marriage ready?
Not necessarily. They might say that they're open to something if it happens.
So how do you recommend them push through that? How do you recommend women make the decision on those kind of the in-between, I'm open to it kind of men?
So we keep dating more than one person. My issue is you take that person and somehow you semi-commit to that person, or that's the only person you're seeing because you like their conversation and you don't have time to get to know anybody else. So it's really teaching women the art of dating more than one person. Like, how do you enjoy more than one person's conversation without feeling like, oh, wow, I really like talking to Ryan more than anybody, so I'm just going to be over here. And if someone comes along, what ends up happening is that they're not paying attention to anyone else. And Ryan already said, I'm here to get to know you, but I'm getting to know people. But I just love Ryan's conversation so much that I'm entertaining only him. So that's the issue, is that we're kind of like serial monogamous, especially in Black culture. We're only one person minded. And if this doesn't work out, then I must let go of this. Then I get the new one. No, that's the problem, right? So, okay, I'm going to see if this works out. Okay, cool. Me too. Oh, can you go out on Tuesday? No, actually, I have something else. How about Wednesday? Right? So us being able to set boundaries and not say everything going on in our lives, because we're used to, sharing everything.
Spilling the beans.
Yeah, exactly. Like, no, girl, keep some things right here because he's not your man. Right? So let's go ahead, put the boundaries up, put the parameters up. Okay, you're not serious, so then I won't be serious. Right? Don't get serious with someone who's not trying to be serious. That's a problem.
So wait. So serious, and let me define serious. Serious means he says, "I want to marry you," or like, how do you? Or let me just ask that. I keep it open.
Okay.
How do you know he's serious?
So I have the intention to get to know you specifically to see if this can be something more. Right? So to me, that's a lot more intention than I'm just trying to have a good time. See what happens, it happens. Essentially, it's kind of the same thing, but one is just said with more intent. Like, oh, he wants to get to know me to see if we can move something to another level. The other person it doesn't sound like he wants another level, like where you are, right? Like, it's just like, I'm not necessarily trying to do all that right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's clear. I'm also talking about the guy that's kind of playing both, because I think ladies are very optimistic.
Very.
Ladies are very optimistic.
Like this could be something.
Absolutely.
Even though you said you don't want to be monogamous.
Anybody that wants something in life is so, like, if you really want a job, you go to your first interview and you might think this is the one. Like, okay, I met him. I like the manager, this and that. You might be willing to just make a decision, right? Yeah. Most people who want or desire something are very optimistic about the experience and opportunities that come in front of them.
Yeah.
Even guys that seriously, want a relationship, especially if they, might kind of be a little green, like they meet a young lady and they might really think that this is the lady that's going to be the one forever. So you gotta, I think optimism is great, because optimism is a certain energy as well, which I think is beautiful. But there's a thin line between optimism and just being naive, right? So when it comes down to it, a woman can hear a guy who's just open to this thing, and she will assume that open to this thing means I'm going to be the woman that he's open to it with, and that,
Yeah. So for me, unless we married, we friends, right? So right now I deal with a lot of grown women, and too often are we exclusive with people that we don't need to be exclusive with. Because what are we doing? We're dating. We're just getting to know them. Like you could do that with just about anybody. You don't need to sleep with all of them, right?
That's the problem.
That's the problem. Like if you're not sleeping with everybody, it makes it very simple. Now, when you start sleeping with folk, then it makes it very messy, right? So make a decision and say, I just want to get to know folk. Now, if, like I said in the last episode I was on, if they're doing something else outside of you, they're out there. My intention is just to get to know you for who you are and what you're about, and to observe how you show up in the world. And do I even want you to be my husband? Too often are we so excited to be chosen. Oh, he chose me. No, sis, do you choose him? Right? So what does that look like in you doing the choosing and you saying, okay, this is a viable candidate. Let me pay a little bit extra attention, versus the middle school mentality is what I call it, where we have that sheet of paper. Yes, no, maybe so, right? Oh, you like me? Yeah, I'm so excited. I'm going to commit to you. I'm going to cook your food. I'm going to wash your clothes. And then it feels like it's on the way to marriage, when at the end of the day, it's just comfortable. I'm not looking for comfortable or convenience. I'm looking for real commitment.
So what do you advise? You advise women, when do you think is a healthy time that a guy should state his intentions?
When he's ready, right? Now, the thing is, does that happen after she's already gone, right?
Should she initiate that? Should she be it more aggressive?
So I'm all about, just like at work, you got a 90-day probation period to show me what you're working with, right? So if it's been 90 days, we've been hanging out, we've been having a good time, you're not really saying anything, I will ask you, hey, so what are your intentions here?
Okay.
If there's no real intentions, all right, cool. So in my life right now, at the age of 39, 45, 55, this is great. But I'm looking for more. So I understand that this is cool, but no, I'm going to choose no for now. And if you come back around a little bit more serious, maybe, or I may not be here, but I want you to be happy. And so this isn't for me, right? So it takes a lot of gumption for us to be able to walk away from something that seems good. Right. Now, for us, like for my own story, I remember my husband, he was anti the girlfriend title, right? Because he felt like girlfriend changes everything. Like, yo, we going good. Like, why we got to put labels on this, right? Like that kind of thing. And it was his family that was like, all right, what you doing, bruh? Like, you gonna lock this in because this girl is the good girl, right? So it was outside influence, which is, you know, something that I teach is like, you don't date in a silo. Like, you should be getting to know each other's atmospheres and what that's like. And your family should be used to meeting multiple people. And none of them are your man or your husband. These are just people I'm getting to know. You can get to know them too. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Just like dudes do. You know, oh, hey, Susan. Hey, Rashida. Everybody wave. Hey.
Right.
You know, like, that's the code, right? That's the family code. We made somebody new today, somebody tomorrow. Why can't women do that? Right? So being able to introduce your folks to the men that you're around and just seeing who rises to the top. If they're not rising, then let them go. Let them wash right on downstream.
Yeah, I think women, they do have an issue with letting guys go.
Yeah.
Yeah. And men have an issue with being duplicitous and ambiguous.
Yeah.
Guys, be straight up with these women.
Straight up.
They deserve that. Allow them to make their own decision. You don't want to take that away from a woman.
Tell me.
Man, you know what I want to do? This is the same conversation we're going to have like parallel for the fellas. We got to find like a deep attraction coach for the, first of all, the ladies will love that episode to really put the fellas on game too, because
deep attraction,
the fellas
deep
do
game.
Need to know how to get, you know, because I think they got issues too, because we're the hunters, right? We're the hunters. And even when you think about it, telling the women to initiate is telling them to, in some ways, you got to hunt, like, or you got to have aspects of this in you so you can increase the likelihood that this outcome happens. But I think men have become worse hunters just in general. And the hunting game has changed even too with online coming in, because men hunting different now. The hunting game is like it's a different season.
They fishing. They just throwing a little pole out there and chilling.
They just, right.
Hoping something catch.
Right. So with that being the case, man, fellas, we're gonna have something coming for you too as well. But I'm curious to know this, just to kind of get your thoughts on this. Because we kind of talked about the personal grooming and some things, you know, we gave our personal knickknacks, like some non-negotiables on our end for the ladies. Give some for the guys from a woman's perspective, right? What are some things that guys should equip themselves with or need to make sure they have absolutely together before, or, you know, in that process of making themselves attractive?
All right. So in my own experience, I have dated a plethora of men from different statuses. I remember dating a guy who had a car that had a hole in the bottom of it, kind of like Barack Obama, but he wasn't Barack Obama status, right? So, right. So there's that. Then I had the overweight man, the shorter man, the tubby man with the belly and the short shirt, right? So it's just like the tall man that plays basketball overseas, you know? So essentially I've dated different sizes, ranges. I was the equal opportunity dater. At the end of the day, I'm body odor is step one. Oh, it really is, right? There's something about a good smelling man. It's just like, oh yeah, right. My husband wears Cactus Garden by Louis Vuitton, right? So you start to think about it's I think it's discontinued.
Yeah, write that one down.
Yeah, you're gonna have to find
that. Discontinued, son.
Oh damn, bought the last joint.
Right. So you want to think about how do you leave the house smelling, right? And then when you approach a woman, your nails, fellas, your nails. The nastiest thing I see is with men with the dark black nails. Oh, it's so gross, right? So
how do you change that though? You can't change.
You take a thing and you clean underneath
your nails.
You
mean your nails dirty?
No, dirty nails. Talking about dirty
Or you can
nails.
go get a manicure.
Yeah. Well, they don't have
Yeah.
to be shiny. Please, no nail polish. We
No,
talking about
that's
a
the
buff.
thing now. Guys
right?
are putting the shiny nail polish on
That-
their
I
that
don't,
is
fingers.
a
I
new
don't want
thing.
no man with
That's a new
nail
thing.
polish. Let me
I've
see,
had
let me see your
many.
nail. Okay.
I've had
Nah,
many.
I don't
You
got
got some nail polish?
Uh-uh.
Okay.
No,
yeah.
we've had many
Nail
men
polish.
on this platform, even that when I'm looking at the nails is shining. It's like that's now the new.
Honestly, like that's the new success.
It's like that's the new.
yeah, new success thing.
I'm a man. I got a nice watch
I'm a
and some
manicure,
shine on my
I'm a
nails.
manicure
We-
man.
Hey, put that in the poll.
don't
Let's
wear
do that
nails.
as a poll.
Nail polish.
I want to hear that for the ladies. Ladies, are you okay with? Do you prefer the clear polish?
No.
Is clear polish
Buff,
okay
a buff,
or no clear polish?
buff, or the polish. I
I
like
want
a
to know
buff.
that. We're gonna put a poll in there for the ladies.
Look
Man,
at
we
their
did a
nails.
poll in a
These are
minute.
buff.
I'm like,
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm not doing none of that.
Yeah,
nonsense.
yeah.
We got- I'm not with the clear polish personally.
Then it's the grooming of your face, right? So there's some men that they trying to get the beard and the beard juice, but the beard ain't there. You know what I mean? It's stop, right? So
Yes, and
look, right?
let me tell you something. They don't even understand. It take a lot of work for this beard. My
Right.
beard be on point. But let me tell you, I
The
give you some
grooming.
deep game to the fellas.
Uh-oh.
Deep game to the fellas. Because
Here,
one of the things that happens to me all the time, Tashawn can attest to this. I would have women with their man and they would profusely compliment my beard.
Mhm.
Fellas, you got to
Profusely.
understand this. If your woman is complimentary of another man's whatever he got going on in front of you,
Mm,
what she's simply communicating is, yo, I would like for you to take care of your shit.
yeah.
That's it. I don't think men understand that.
That's
if
a
a man,
disrespectful way to
if-
do it. I say
no,
that.
no, it's not. A woman y'all could be on a date
No,
and no, bro. If I'm at a bar, this happens to me a
He
lot
would
at the bar.
feel some type of way.
No.
Don't be
If
complimenting.
I'm at a bar, something like that, and I'm engaging in a couple, because a lot of times people talk to me,
yeah.
and the young lady that's with the guy says, "Wow, you have a really nice beard." Usually the guy will throw back and say, "Yeah, man, it's fresh. Where you get that cut?" And then she'll look at her dude, be like, "Man, babe, doesn't he have a really nice beard?" What she's communicating, and she can do that for the way he dresses, the way he smells, anything. All that woman is simply doing.
That's
You think it's distasteful?
Yeah, that's not.
No, so
I don't think so. I
I'll
don't think so.
see. I'll see.
But
so,
bro. Coach Kendall put us on that. You don't. He said don't even send. He told the ladies not even to send the man a certain video, let alone be a man be in person. And
Nah,
that
I
is
think
not
women do
the
that.
way-
You let me know, Coach Cat. If you, for example, have you heard that if a woman likes her man in the suit, she will compliment a lot of anytime she see a man in the suit, he got a really nice suit on. He
I
got
do
a
that.
nice suit
No,
on.
no,
He
I do
got a
that.
nice
that's
suit on.
different.
I do that.
No, walking up to the man and engaging in
No,
conversation.
we're already
comes.
engaged in
Just saying.
conversation.
But
And she
still.
just mentioned, Coach Cass, what do you think?
So if you had on a nice shirt and my husband was there, I'm like, babe, that's a nice shirt, because I'm like, hey, find out where the shirt came from, right? So
I mean, the truth of it don't matter what Coach Cass think because I'm the dude. So the thing about it is, like Coach Cass, I'm telling the ladies how not to offend your dude.
Listen,
Nah,
Ty,
they-
he's
they-
also critical, and there's things that presses his button. So, which is why it's important that you also know your man. Right?
Exactly.
So, what I'm hearing here is Ryan would be cool with it, but Ty would not. So, this is why we can't
No,
do
I say I would
blanket
be cool with
statements. Uh-oh.
Then
I
what
didn't
the
say that.
hell you gonna give advice if you're not cool with it?
No. The advice that I'm giving is that if your woman goes about being complimentary of another guy or complimentary of what that person is wearing and or looking,
Right.
it is a sign that she would like you to invest
Oh, no,
in that
I
area.
agree
That's
with
what
that.
I'm saying.
I said don't do it though. Like if you want that result out of your man, there's other ways. Just like with men, if you want to see change in your woman, you don't be like, damn, I wish your ass looked like that.
Oh,
baby."
no, don't
That's
do that.
not how you
No,
get your woman
no.
to change that.
That would not
If
work.
you want it, that's not gonna work. You compliment your woman in ways that will motivate her and inspire her to be that way.
Now that's some
So,
deep game on
the
the
thing
other
about
end,
it
but I
is,
still don't think it's offensive. of a
With
woman.
men, but with men, so you
But
gotta
said
know
you
how to
didn't want
get
it
the
either.
result.
You just reneged.
I don't want it, but I wouldn't be offended. I wouldn't.
Why don't you want it?
Because I'm competitive and I don't want her to talk about
Is
the other
every
dude.
man not built to be competitive?
Yes.
What I'm saying is, I'm not saying that it wouldn't hurt a little bit.
So then why
Oh.
do
But
it
what
that
I'm saying
way?
is, she is not It's not. I wouldn't consider it disrespect.
But
No,
you
it
still be
is.
hurt though.
It is.
So
That's why,
anything that
that's
hurts
why
you,
you'll be
disrespectful?
hurt. Yes.
I feel like it is though.
Okay, all right, maybe.
Disrespect.
Like, why would it
son.
hurt otherwise?
Well, because I don't like the. I mean, although I know my woman is going to be attracted to other men, I don't like it being acknowledged.
So then that's
In
still
front of you that
disrespect.
she's attracted to another man.
Yeah.
I mean, come on now.
So you
That's just
telling
basic.
me, you have never been with me with a woman, and she said, Ryan, your haircut looks nice.
So are you saying that? Are you asking me, do women disrespect their men in front of you? Yes, they do.
So I'm saying you have never been with me personally. This is a personal question. You have never been with me with a young lady, and she looks at me. I'm engaging in a conversation with y'all, and she says, Ryan, your haircut looks really nice.
Yeah.
How is that disrespectful?
Bro, did you not just say you wouldn't want your woman to do that in front of you?
So can you not compliment other men? You don't
in
want
front of your woman? In front of your man?
You don't want your woman to compliment any man?
No. It's about how it's done.
How it's done.
It's like so it's all about how it's done. And if a guy comes down, he's giving a speech and he was like, hey, that was an amazing speech. You did a great job. Now, if he walks down, a guy's on the beach, y'all chilling, and she says, wow, those are some really nice swim trunks. Right? Like it's
okay, so
you don't.
Here's
it's levels to it.
Here's an example where my husband was hella upset. I've never seen him this upset before, right?
Okay.
So I used to watch Have and Have Nots. Tyler Perry, Have and Have Nots. And there's this guy on there, right? Good looking guy. We saw him in the airport in Montego Bay. And I wanted to go up to him. He said, why you want to go up to him? I said, I want to tell him how great I love his work. And he got pissed. He was like, what are you talking about? That's the dude that's cheating with everybody. And like his character has no character. He's like, why would you be going up to this man talking about you love his work? And literally he would not talk to me until we got on the flight. Like He was mad, right? Like, why would you need to get up out your seat to go talk to a guy? And when you talk about it, right, the compliment to the good looking dude about his work that he's doing, he had a problem. So I'm definitely seeing this
now.
Right?
Because that is how, I mean, first of all, anytime a woman compliments another man's work, she's choosing. Just about, bro.
This thing, I wouldn't like it.
Wouldn't like it.
And I'm not saying I wouldn't have been upset with it like he was, but I still cannot qualify that as disrespectful. That's what I'm saying.
I don't know. Why would he be upset if it wasn't disrespectful?
Because I'm just generally, generally, a man, I don't want you to look at no dudes, talk about no dudes, compliment no dudes. You could this thing. You go out and you like Denzel Washington, and you send Denzel Washington in the mall. Well, I would also want to walk up to Denzel Washington,
the sexiest
but
man
I'm still
alive.
Be pissed that you want to walk up to Denzel Washington.
1996 sexiest man alive, Denzel Washington. She walks up and says, "Man, I love your work."
This thing, no dude.
Damn right, she's choosing a Denzel Washington.
But no dude wants that. No dude wants to be in the vicinity where her man is admiring or his woman is admiring another man.
100%.
But I just can't say that if you want to say Denzel has some great work, that's disrespect.
Right.
I just can't say that.
Well, I mean, it's only disrespect based on the nature of the man. See, that's the thing. Disrespect is relative. Like, disrespect is always relative. Like, if you tell me, man, Ty, you ain't even that fast, I'm not really disrespected. You walk up to Usain Bolt and say, man, Usain Bolt, you ain't even that fast. All of a sudden, you disrespected him. Disrespect is relative to the person receiving it. Men have been wired to experience jealousy, experience these things, like, because our ego, we're designed to protect. So when certain things happen, like our senses are going off.
Yeah.
Our protective senses of my woman, she ain't 100% of my possession right now.
But listen, we feel the same way. I remember going to the 20th anniversary of my husband's high school. I was about 7 months pregnant, right? And little Becky Sue kept like touching his chest every time she passed. I said,
she wild.
I said, if Becky Sue touch you one more again, we gonna have a problem. He's like, what are you talking about, honey? What are you talking about? I said, who that? And he was like, oh, well, we had something in middle school. I said, well, obviously she has not forgotten. Right. So we're going to have a problem if she touch you one more time.
Yeah.
But she's married with 3 kids. I don't care. She found her way to touch your chest about 3 times. One more again, me and her. Right.
Touching is definitely.
First off, touching is just out of control. Yeah, she was out of control.
Touching it.
Yeah.
So it goes both sides.
So I mean, but that makes a lot of sense as it relates to, because this all actually came from the inspiration of me asking things that guys need to improve on, by the way.
Sorry.
This is a crazy.
You want me to release the poll?
Yeah. What's the poll? What we have?
Ladies only. Can a man have clear nail polish? I think clear nail polish was insinuated. And dang, 126 votes, 127 votes. Looks like 82% of people says no.
Thank you, ladies.
Wow.
Thank you. No clear nail polish on the man.
Now I want to ask that. I want to ask this, ladies, is that a deal breaker for you? You meet a brother with some clear nail polish. will you disqualify him as a potential long-term partner? You can just put that one in the chat.
And
put disqualified. If he's disqualified, put disqualified in the chat. If he's not, say not.
Nail polish remover.
And real quick, shout out to Loving Me Forever for sending over that super sticker. Shout out to Nicole Greenheart for officially joining that YouTube membership. And shout out to Nicole, one of my other favorites. She says, Ryan, join the celibacy community.
Oh,
Nicole,
beautiful.
I am strongly considering it. I have not decided. I will decide in the next week or so. I got some other things that I'm trying to decide, but Coach Cass, I'm just getting my life back in order. She laughing. She cracking up.
Delano, pass my phone. Maybe I can see who signed up for the conference as well.
Yeah, let's take a look at that. But I've done up to 8 months. I've done 8 months.
That's
no masturbation, celibacy. That was when I was in the part of my life where I really needed to make a change. And now the thing is, we got so many great things going on. I'm finding myself tempted more and more every day. And I find myself lately being very exhausted from the constant Ferris wheel of relationships that I've been involved in. So I'm just like, you know what? Maybe I need to take some time away. So over the next week, I'm doing some strong meditation. Of course, I'm daily reading and working out, and I am going to make a decision if I am going to do celibacy.
I'm here for it, right? So I was celibate when I got with Andy, and so was he. So it did make it a lot easier. So we did a lot of dates outside. Here's the thing. When you want to be celibate, you don't need any inside the house dates because that just ends up in some steamy situations, right? So you have to put yourself in the right environment, right? So that would be my recommendation. Andy waited 3 years for all of this.
Wow.
Whoa. What's that DJ? What's the DJ?
Right.
We need like the
rewind.
3 years, Coach Cass. You better have been backing that trunk up.
Oh my goodness.
3 years. It was a celebration. He went to go grab some honey packs, everything.
So he was celebrating. He was.
Yeah. So his friends actually came to me saying, "Are you okay? Like, is everything all right?" I said, "What's up?" They like, "Oh, well, we know he's abstinent. Are you doing okay?" I was like, "Actually, me too. We good." But his friends actually came to me like concerned, like, "Everything all right?
Wow.
How y'all doing?" Yeah. So we both were on that same train when we got together. So it was a lot simpler, not necessarily 100% easy, right? But he waited 3 years for all of this.
Well, I think that's a little different. When Ryan says celibate, he's saying, ladies, y'all not gonna get it for free. He's gonna celibate. So that's a little bit different.
Oh man, Julie Joseph. We want to shout out Julie Joseph that got her VIP ticket for Wanted Woman Live.
Shout out to Julie Joseph. Let's get it, baby.
Welcome. Yes, Julie.
I want to tell y'all this too. It's some really shallow ladies up in this chat right now because a lot of these ladies are saying they'll disqualify these brothers all because he got some man. Listen, this brother taking care of his nails. Told him the lady said, "One palette." One polish? He said, yeah, one polish. Put some polish on there.
One polish.
He put the polish on there.
I thought he was doing great.
And y'all gonna disqualify this brother. I'll show y'all some brothers with some polish on their nails, and I guarantee y'all won't disqualify them brothers. Y'all better keep an open mind.
Nah, I mean, it's a new thing. It's a new thing. I have not ventured into that yet. I can't imagine doing it, but it's a lot of guys that I trust that they are actively engaging in this clear nail polish.
We talking about the nail polish. Okay.
Let me.
Oh yeah, she like no.
Guys, I want y'all to know the night is winding down. If y'all want to ask us some questions before we get up out of here,
fellas and women,
send those super chats in now. I need the super chats to come roll on in.
Yeah,
it's gonna help us soundproof the studio, and it's gonna help you get answers while we got Coach Cass in the building.
Hey, shout out to Trudy and Mira for sending over those super stickers. But I mean, women are having issues with this, and I know I want to talk about this. The young lady, she was saying she goes to the gym, and she says a lot of the guys are, pretty much sluts. Is pretty much what she was saying, which I do know gyms like that. The thing is, women and as well as men, you got to decide what kind of gym you want to go to. Because don't get me wrong, me and Ty, we can talk from experience. A couple years ago, we was hitting the Premier Influencer Gym. And the influencer gym, it was a lot of smashing going on.
And it's good for networking.
It's great for networking. Great for networking and smashing. That's what that's great for. So, and it's heavily populated.
What about working out? Was it also good for that?
It was great for that too.
It was good working.
But it was so populated that you could actually date multiple women in that gym.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was that kind of gym.
And it's still some good women in there. You know what I'm saying? It's still some women in there that you could probably do something with, but you know, it's like kind of it's the culture.
The culture.
It's the culture.
And guess what though? The gym is the culture, right? The gym ownership team sets up the culture. The gym owner was known for sleeping with all the women at the gym.
Yeah, he was.
That's
Yeah,
the
he
thing.
was.
So you have to actually, if you're looking for serious relationships, which I think a gym is a great place to find somebody for potential long-term companionship. But the culture of the gym, which is set by the owner, it's a bunch of smashing going on that may not be the right gym for you.
Right.
So what I typically advise both men and women is to find you a populated gym and a gym that promotes the culture that you want to take a part of. So now it's a couple of them, only a few of them that are Black CrossFit gyms, but usually a CrossFit gym promotes a culture of relationships. Usually the owner is probably in a relationship with one of the best coaches, the female best coaches in there. If she's a woman owner, she's in a relationship with one of the guys who is really jacked up in the gym. You know what I mean? Usually it's multiple couples. They have a bunch of community events where they usually promote, like, hey, come to this event. And you wonder who's going to be there. Well, it's going to be 12 couples there. That's who's going to be there. So if you figure out what the culture of these different gyms, how the community is, if they actually bring the community together, that's going to be better for you to actually determine if that's a place where long-term companionship is potentially possible.
Right. Or just go to like a Lifetime. You probably run into somebody rich in there too. But I go to the premier gyms and it's going to be some successful brothers walking around there too. If you want to make that investment, just know you're going to be looking at whatever your city. It might be $150 a month, $200 a month, depending on what the premier gym is going for. But you go to nice gyms, yeah, them brothers there that's living a certain way gonna be up in there.
I agree. We got a couple super chats coming in, but still no questions. Larry Love, what's the question? Because Larry Love usually got some great questions, but he says, I went a year without sex and masturbation. It takes discipline. I was in the military in Afghanistan, but I'm glad I did it. Larry Love, I'm glad you did too.
Wow.
It's tough. It's tough. Yeah, definitely proud of you, bro. KN, she says more and more women, shout out to the moderators, KN holding it down. She says more and more women are finding that their husbands of many years were actually down low.
Oh my gosh, KN, why you had to take it there?
Right.
Well, KN gonna keep it spicy. And the thing is, you know, men's sexuality is becoming a concern for women, you know. And Coach Kaz, I know this is a little bit I'm probably out of your scope, or I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But
she said she dated all types of shapes.
Yeah, I don't know about that shape.
Right. But
ain't nobody come out after.
I know, depending on the way a woman presents herself, she can attract a different groupings of men, right? Is it a way that is it possible that a woman could be doing something that attracts men that are maybe, I don't know how they would qualify themselves, bisexual, homosexual, otherwise?
So here's the thing that I often tell women that are really A-type driven business women, right? It's like, if you are so macho, unless a man is looking for another man, why would he want to be with you?
Ooh,
right?
Damn.
So a part of you has to look and say, okay, how am I showing up in this world? Where is my feminine? Because if I'm showing up as a man, right, and I attract a man, more than likely there's something about him that also likes men, right? So we got to look at that, right?
Ooh, so baby,
yeah,
baby, hey, look, you better put your nuts away. You're gonna find some nuts. Find a man that likes some nuts.
Right? We're always so concerned to boss up. You don't need to boss up in your relationship. Tell me that, guys. Do you want a woman to boss up in your relationship? Like, is that what you want?
I don't even the whole boss. I don't even want boss nowhere next to in the description.
No,
like, you know, I don't even like when guys be like, "Yeah, I want me a boss, woman boss." I think the word boss has just been so tainted to me.
Yeah.
No,
I'm not gonna lie though. You really drops a bomb on that one, because when you see women who do have that persona, that boss persona, typically I look at the men they're dating and they're of the weaker variety. You know, I don't know their sexuality, obviously.
Yeah.
But they do seem to be of the weaker variety. And my thoughts are typically, like, what real man, so to speak, would be attracted to that. So I do think that that's a bar that, hey, women, you got to watch out the way you present yourself, because you might actually be attracting that weak man because you come off so strong.
And this is how I want to actually go about winding this one down, because you talked about men not clearly stating their intentions, right? That's something I know we can improve on. Let me ask you this one real quick. What can men do that you think? Oh, actually, you talked about the scent as well. You talked about the overall hygiene. What about appearance? Is there a certain kind of dress consistently that you notice women are typically drawn to? Like, what's that look like? What do we need to be throwing on the style? What the style need to be like to attract y'all?
So let me tell you something. In college, I was dating a guy, right? And he used to dress in like holy jeans and raggedy t-shirts, and little by little, like, groomed him. So then he started to come to class and show up in, like, nice button downs, nice slacks and whatever. And the day after we broke up, he showed up to my office back in like some cutoff shorts.
Wow.
And some holy shirt. And he was like, I did all of this for you. And it was like the scariest moment that I ever had. Like, I don't want anyone to change drastically for me.
Yeah.
Oh, he was sick.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it was a real problem.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother episode.
We do got to do an episode on that too.
Yeah.
Just a lot of scary. Men doing scary shit.
Really. So I no longer want women to like tell men how to be. I just want you to see who they are. So now as men, what do most women like? I would say most women like a nice t-shirt that goes below your belly. I see men out here that they have the the t-shirts that ain't long, they're just a little bit shorter and the belly kind of hanging out.
They don't fit.
Disgusting.
Disgusting.
And the pants are like baggy and not fitted. Like, it ain't gotta be as tight as my husband's pants. I tell my husband all the time, good thing we ain't having no more kids, right?
He got them all up.
I can see you roasting.
I got jokes. So, but the thing is, the man is well tailored, right? So it's not that you have to have many outfits, but the outfits that you wear, are they baggy? Can you get the shirt cinched in, right? Like, can you get the pants tailored? It's just a few fine items. And I'm telling you, it's going to go a long way. It don't have to be the cufflinks and the jackets and all the things, but is it clean? Are there no stains on it, right?
Yeah.
So if you have the physique, a nice sweater vest, but then it's like the color. Once again, that whole thing that I did with the women, do that color scheme for you guys, fellas. What colors actually look good on you? Yeah. So I think that most women don't mind a t-shirt, but the t-shirt is not a baggy t-shirt. It's a fitted t-shirt. The jeans are fitted jeans, not baggy jeans. We are out of the baggy jean era.
It's done.
Okay. We are not doing wide leg pants for men. It's not a Farmer Joe moment, right? So we want it fitted.
I'll be honest with you. That's some deep game, because the women, I've been on my Farmer Joe lately. And I've been on, my jeans are still fitted. Obviously, I don't wear nothing big, and I got muscles, so the t-shirt fits as well. But me wearing t-shirts and jeans, I've had many women that are attracted to me. They're like, Ryan, what's up with you? Like, why don't you do this?
Yeah.
So I do agree with that. T-shirt and jeans, guys, it just doesn't kick it. It doesn't kick it.
It's not. Every man, I'm gonna be honest with you, needs a tailor.
Yeah.
You probably got some really nice clothes in your closet that literally, if you just went and got your tailor to close up the arms a little bit, let your biceps show, close up the sides a little bit so it ain't all wide and outside, shorten it a little bit so it ain't down to your thighs. You know what I'm saying? Just do certain things to clean it up. Even your $20 shirts would absolutely look like you got them things, hand cut. You know what I'm saying?
Image just came in my mind. So I had my first like audiobook launch many years ago, and I was dating a guy that was shorter with the tubby, right? I told you about him. The tubby guy, a little bit shorter. And then my husband, I was gonna say my current husband, he's my only husband, right? And then my husband, who was then just a friend, right? So they both had on a green button-down shirt. Tubby guy had it out, just out, like the t-shirt, the button down out, and it was big. So just parachuting type of thing. My friend tailored, fitted into the pants. Now it's also a different body type, right? But then it's like how he had it looking. It's like the same green button-down shirt, two different looks, right? So which one did I end up with? The man that had his plan together.
Guys, deep game. If you're looking for suits, you're looking for one of these nice little fitted sweaters that Tyshawn got, and I'm not sure he got that one from this specific place, but Suit Supply.
Oh,
Suit Supply
that's
is
where
in
Andy
every
shops.
major city.
Yeah.
It is the best place to go and get some fashion game for the low, and to
It's not
get
really.
you.
It's not really for the low.
It's
to
not
be
for the
honest.
low.
It's not for the low.
It's
I
not.
wouldn't say that for low.
That
No,
jacket on
okay,
the book
okay,
Yeah, that's
fair,
not
from
for low.
Suit Supply.
fair. So maybe not for the low, but it's worth every dollar. It's a
Yeah.
place you can go in. It's not like Macy's where it's 1,000 different options, where you got to try on a bunch of different stuff to see how it fits. They got plenty of fashion consultants in every city that I've been to. I trust them.
Yeah.
We even got a tailor that does house calls that used to actually work there. And one of my great friends actually is a fashion consultant, and he actually came from the Suit Supply,
Yes.
the lineage.
My
so,
husband wears Suit Supply.
oh,
Yeah, Suit Supply
absolutely.
is clean.
They
Hands
need to
down, hands
If you
sponsor
want to
this
go,
episode.
if you want to go
Oh,
for
yeah.
if you want to go for the low, Zara or Express is like that's like actually the meat, like right below. They actually look what Suit Supply sell. They have the cheaper versions of it because it'll be a wool blend instead of 100% wool.
And just know it's not gonna last that long. It's gonna be a 2 to 3 wear outfit if you go to Zara, H&M.
No, that's not true. You just got to dry clean your clothes.
Mm.
Do not wash your clothes.
There's a difference between Suit Supply and those places. When you lift your arms up, if the shirt goes up with you,
Yeah.
that's from H&M. If you lift your arms up and only your arms go up, that's a Suit Supply. So that's usually the difference in the material and how the clothes work, right? If you got a button down shirt, the reason the way you can tell if it's a quality shirt or maybe a more pricier shirt, that if you sit down, if the buttons always stay open, that awkward open, that means you got a cheap ass shirt on.
Yep.
Right? If the buttons lay down, regardless of how you move, that means you got a good shirt. And I was heavy into fashion.
Yes.
Don't make the mistake that I made, because I went out, we spent $3,000-$4,000 on suits, got a bunch of everything tailored. All my stuff now is tailored. But what I did is I went from 165 pounds to 195 pounds. I was bulking. And literally I could not wear any of my clothes, which is an entire expense in itself. So guys, before you go out and get your clothes tailored, make sure you have determined the size that you are going to be at least 9 to 10 months throughout the year. Because I decide every year I go to big and then I go back to small. I just like to kind of test my body out like that.
I was gonna say do a shopping sale.
Yeah,
you know?
but it's very expensive to do that. And that's why I'm in t-shirts and jeans now, because I'm gonna go back to 190. But guys, I would strongly suggest that you decide what weight and body size you're gonna be before you go out, start investing in tailoring your clothes.
Yeah.
No, absolutely, guys. Every man needs to have a tailor. Every man. That's just like not even a question. Every single man.
We got a couple super chats came in.
Yes, go ahead and read those super chats.
So we got Coach Cass. Shout out to Chelsea S87. Okay, she was born in 87. She about close to the same age I am. She says, I'm a woman of God, but I'm a divorced single mom that works as an ICU RN. So she resident nurse, is that what that is? She getting that check. All right. Society today says single moms are poor dating choices.
Wow.
How do we as single moms navigate dating and mommy life?
Oh, that's beautiful. You get a babysitter, right? So one of the biggest things that we forget about is that as a single mom, more than likely you have built a community around you. And if you haven't, start praying about, as a woman of faith, who you should allow in your child's life, right? Who can watch your kid? Because at the end of the day, when that child hits 18, they're going to be gone. So I don't want you waiting until that child leaves the house, because that's a whole 18 years, right? So take the time now to say, I'm going to get the babysitter. I'm specifically thinking of a client who was a law firm partner, had 2 kids, and yet she would get the babysitter, shimmy into the black dress, go on the dates, right? Make the time for love. The kids ain't holding you back, sis. It's you. So it's really our control and our desire to know everything that's going on with our child and not trusting anybody around our kids. So pray about who you can trust around your child. Yes, you can still set up the cameras, but go on the date. At your age, as a established woman, he'll understand. Most women have kids after the age of 35, 39, 42. You know, it's normal. So that's not what's holding you back. So what's holding you back is tapping into your community, getting a dating plan together, and actually going on the dates. And it's okay to have a child. It's normal, right? So if anything, there are some men who have forgotten to have kids, right? And that would love a bonus child. Like, oh, fabulous, right? Like, don't even have to go there because you already have one. There are some people that are literally praying for you. So no, it is not a liability. Do not feed into society. I hate statistics and I hate society because it makes us feel less than. And you define what your worth is. God defines what your worth is. These stats, these news reports and things do not define you.
I agree. And, Coach Cass, it is a message out there that is really informing men not to date single moms.
Foolishness.
Yeah. Now, the thing is, I don't necessarily disagree with the message as a whole because it's so many men who are not mature and they don't have the proper discretion to really vet a woman that will put themselves in a situation to where they're getting taken advantage of. So I understand why certain guys will say that. But what I also want to say is that the people that are saying that, those don't include the good women out there.
Right.
The good women who taking care of their fam, their kids, and also out there dating and have this multifaceted life. It does not include those women. It's just kind of a coverall because it's just some men out there that really do just become a walking checks.
Right.
So I get why that's out there, but it doesn't include, and this is the thing, because Tyshawn's mom is with a good man. My mom is with a good man. They all stepfathers. And we know a bunch of stepfathers or, whatever we want to call it, that are good men, that got good women that had kids that they brought into the relationship. So it's a bunch of men that are like that are willing to date a mom that's a single mom. But the thing is, the men who are quick to run away from a woman just because she's a single mom are usually men that would not be prepared or ready for something like that anyway.
Right.
So I don't think it's nothing for those women to worry about if men are just shying away from that, because that's not really the man that you're looking for anyway.
That's it.
The man that is going to identify you as a good woman and see past that and take the opportunity to get to know you on a deeper level and pretty much evaluate you for potential long-term companionship and relationship, that man is not thinking all of that.
Not at all.
He's not thinking all that.
I'm thinking about one client. She's 50. She recently got married. We're on year 2 now. Has twin sons, age 10. Right? Divorced and wanted to know if love was still available to her. VP of HR. She's currently married to a man that allowed her to walk away from her job, something she's always wanted to do, start her own business. He now takes care of all of the bills, right? And she's able to build something amazing. And he loves on those 2 boys as if they are his own. He also has grown kids. So the whole thing of single mom can't find love, maybe you need to date men with kids, right?
Yep.
So if you're only dating men who don't have kids and don't understand that, maybe that's where all the judgment comes from, right? Like, you don't know what I'm going through. Maybe this isn't my category. So there's apps like Stir, right? So single parent app, right? And no, they are not paying me. So you check it out for yourself, right? So what you want to look at is maybe I date men that understand what it's like to have a child.
Exactly. I think that's just good game. It's like you dating these single men. You don't know what kind of experience they got with kids.
Yeah.
But you can tell with a guy who's got some kids, you can see his level of maturity. You can see how he cares for his kids. You can see if he is in care of the woman he used to be with as well.
Right.
Not saying he's got something intimate going on with him, but just care for her as the second parent, as a human, right?
Co-parent.
So I don't know if women really consider that, because I don't even think that's a really good strategy, dating a bunch of single men with no kids and you got one. I don't know if that really makes sense to me.
We actually did a show on this, y'all. You in particular, for my single moms that want to kind of get some game on dating. This was 2 months ago. I want you guys to look at this. It's actually called "Single Mom Proves High Value Man Wrong." On our page on live. It was actually a debate. A young woman who she had 3 kids.
Yeah, that was actually a part of her strategy. Her strategy was specific because she knew that single men with no kids came with a whole set of things she didn't want to bother to discover.
Yeah.
So she said a part of her strategy and what she advised women was to actually date men who have kids.
That's it.
Yes. So make sure, and that's the thing, vetting that person's intentions, right?
Yeah.
Figuring out if you shouldn't even be dating somebody that's not even remotely open to you having children. And that's a real thing, though. That's a very real thing. For my ladies with the kids, you got to be very strategic about how you move and how you date, because that's extremely important at that point, because it's not even just you that you bring in. This man is coming into multiple lives.
Facts.
At that point.
Yeah.
So it's some big decisions.
Now we had a super chat come in.
We
got Myrna Maurice. Shout out to Myrna or Myrna. I'm gonna just say Myrna. She says, Good evening. Great guest. I just wanted to let you know that I'm praying for you all. Believe it or not, Seniors Day 2.
Yes.
Get ready to walk into the best chapter of your lives. I love you guys. Okay, so she's want to give a shout out to the I feel kind of seniors.
Listen,
what qualify? Who's a senior? What age is that?
My most mature client is 73. Okay.
Ooh, wow.
All right. I recently had one of my members, she's 62. And she said that working together was one of the best decisions of her life. So here's the thing, if you have breath left in your body, love can still find you. Too often we give up, right? Saying, oh, my time has passed. Who said that? There goes society again, right? We know people, or at least we see people on Instagram, on television, getting married at older ages, elderly, whatever, wheelchair. You know what I mean? Like, people are still getting married, still settling down, still finding love. I went to a wedding 3 weeks ago, 70-year-old woman, 80-year-old man.
Wow.
Right?
Got him a young woman.
Still trying to find love.
70-year-old woman, 80-year-old man went at my church. They met at the lunch bunch. They met at the little singles bunch that they have for elderly, right? So it's just like a 70-year-old and an 80-year-old just got married that I personally know 3 weeks ago. Like, why are we giving up? Why?
Wow.
Why are we giving up? Don't give up.
Listen,
love is still there.
Love is still. Y'all hear this? Listen, first of all, y'all better show Coach Cass some love tonight. I want everybody. We have 490 likes. I need everybody to go ahead and like this video. And for my people,
we still got also, close to 600 people in the room.
I need two things from everybody in here right now. I need everybody to like this video, and I need you to subscribe to, and listen, I'm guilty of this too. I literally realized that I have been watching certain YouTube channels for like 2 years.
Never subscribed.
And have never subscribed.
Oh, snap.
It happens. So just do us a favor, and please don't be that person on this channel here. We need your subscribers. It helps us get all the trinkets and sponsors and all the things we need to keep giving y'all.
Helps us stay in business, guys.
Exactly.
Helps us be able to do this full time.
Nice.
And come up with really great ideas to present you guys. And Coach Cass, I think the game you dropped tonight is incredible. I think I'm surprised that we just don't have more questions because people confused because something happening. People single.
No, it really is.
50% of people, they not in any kind of relationship. So guys, I mean, I'm not sure what's going on, but we need them questions coming in.
Right.
And listen, y'all see this event that's happening and taking place. If y'all know that this is for you, y'all better go ahead and sign up because y'all get to see Coach Cass in real life with her entire team and receive a 3-day transformation. That will be your personal development for the year right there. And y'all, I want y'all to be putting yourselves in environments with like-minded people and the right people. And let me tell you, Coach Cass is definitely the right person. So if you're watching a pre-record, we're going to have this in the description for you. Okay. And this event is when?
October 6th through the 8th.
Okay.
So you got plenty of time to get ready for it.
Y'all got plenty of time, guys. It is not too late.
Yeah.
And we did have some sad emojis because we attracting a diverse group of people.
Yeah.
So we had somebody made a comment and said, I don't know if it's for people that's not black.
Oh, in the comments at the bottom, it says, do you have to be black? It says no. Go down to the FAQ, sis. You good. You good. Okay. Yeah.
Because we got some Latinas.
You're good.
We got some.
No, we got some white women that been here too.
Some Caucasian.
Yeah.
You're fine. You are welcome.
First of all, the game we give this game. Listen.
It's for everybody.
It's for everybody. The green girl's getting white.
So it's wantedwomanlive.com/hardly and use the code hardly for 50% off.
Oh, I've been dropping this thing in the chat.
Oh,
yeah, we got to get that. I've been dropping it consistently.
Nice.
Yes, and look, thank you guys so much for going ahead. And I'm seeing the likes go up. I'm seeing people subscribe. Continue to do that because, again, as you know, guys, that's very important to us. But if you got a question, you better tune in next episode because we're about to wrap this one up here. Y'all know Monday and Wednesday nights, we are getting this done. All right. And guess what, guys? Y'all already know for our members, we got the virtual party coming next month, celebrating the achievements that we have been having here on this platform.
Yeah.
We are going to continue to do special things with the members. Me and Ryan going to be jumping and giving you guys private access with us every single month. So our members, we're going to take good care of y'all. Join the membership because we're gonna take the members. We're
Yeah.
gonna take this thing to the next level.
We've been thinking about that, and it's a lot of things we want to do for our community. So we're gonna do a bigger investment with the monthly challenges, the posts for when you see the YouTube community posts. Those are going to be growing. Moderators, I'm going to be contacting you all to set a meeting so we can have some FaceTime, so we can talk about the best ways to moderate the chat, because I want to be more engaged. I find myself looking at this laptop so much. I want to look at you, Coach Cass, to get some of this game. But while we're speaking about game, I got a question for you. Shout out to Larry Love. He says, I think the dating rules are going to keep a lot of people single and missing the right person. What do you think? He says basically he thinks the rules, the games, they're going to keep a lot of people single.
So I'm a certified rules coach. That's actually a thing. And I do feel that being too regimented in this can end you single, right?
You mean like clear nail polish? Like
yeah.
not having that?
Nah. Clear nail polish is definitely off limits. Did you see 80% of the ladies, black, white, Hispanic, were like, no. So in terms of the rules of when to text, who has to speak first, who approaches, when we have hard, fast rules like that, that's holding you back, right?
Yeah.
So it's not a matter of me wanting to pounce on men, but if I see something that I like, it's okay to say hello. Instead of me just wondering if this person will see me in the crevice of the corner or in my couch because I don't leave the house, how in the world are we ever supposed to meet anyone? If we just talk about a numbers game, you ain't gonna meet nobody, right? And if we talk about there are no good men and we've only dated 3 men in our entire lives and we married all 3 of them, we ain't gonna meet nobody, right? So we have to start looking at the statistics of really what we've been doing. So yeah, I'm with Larry. We can't be hard and fast to the rules of things, but really getting clear on what our values are, how we attract what we want, and then how do we say yes to what we want and no to what we don't.
Ooh,
I'm digging that one.
There you have it. Coach Cass,
good question,
thank
Larry,
you for coming here all the way from
Florida.
Fort Lauderdale, Florida. That's where all the Jamaicans at. If y'all, just in case y'all didn't know. But thank you so much for coming out here. It's always a pleasure having you on our platform.
Wait a minute, we got the super chat came in late.
Oh my goodness!
Shout out to Trudy. Trudy, I haven't seen Trudy before. Trudy, we appreciate you. Trudy Campbell. She says, how long should you wait after a 12-year relationship to start over again?
Are you still in the 12-year relationship?
Still recovering. She's put hashtag. That's a new one. I ain't
still recovering from the 12-year relationship.
Still recovering.
All right, so I'm for the therapy, right? So I'm definitely for therapy. If you had a 12-year relationship that you thought was going to be more, or maybe it was and it didn't work out, like, get you a good therapist, maybe EDMR, right? So they're able to help thaw out some of the things or free some of the things that you've been through, and then be able to look at what do you truly desire. And when you interact with a man, do you constantly see your ex, right? Like, oh, my ex used to wear a watch like that. Like, do you end up comparing every man you come across to your ex? If yes, then there's some stuff that you still need to deal with, right? Before you start dating again. But if you're like, no, Coach Cass, like, yeah, I'm still recovering, but I could go out and have a good time with another man, then go ahead and have a good time with another man. I'm specifically thinking of an instance where I know a man who was going through a divorce, met a woman who was by herself at the movies. They were both by themselves at the movies. And so they sat next to each other because they saw each other at church before, and now they were at the movie theater. That couple just got engaged, right? And he was in the middle of divorce. He got divorced and all the things, but it was just like, oh, was it too quick? Was it too soon? That's up to you. That's really up to you to figure that out, because at the end of the day, if you feel like you could connect with someone new, why not try it out? And then if you need help, of course, there's resources.
Boom.
Yeah.
Shaka.
I like that. Coach Cass, let me ask you this, because one of the things that I am looking more into do is actually, and somebody brought up in the chat, they said that, hey, Ryan mentioned a bunch of books for the guys.
Yeah.
What's up with books for the ladies?
Right.
Now, I want you to see. Oh, right.
She said,
this is good. This is good.
That's how Jamaicans point.
So I'm going to just hold this up, and Coach Cass, let them know what this book is about.
So this book is called Wanted Woman. Can y'all see that? I don't know if y'all can really see that. Can you see it? Can you see it? So Wanted Woman, the busy woman's guide to attracting and choosing a love that lasts. So I wrote this book, this best-selling book. We're going to get it in focus in a second. Yes, you could get it on Amazon, but literally what this book is about is really to walk you through how do you get the love that lasts. My thing is, it's one thing to get a guy, but I really feel like anybody can get a man, right? Like literally, you could go outside and be like, hey, you want to get together? Okay, cool. But who's the right man for you? So just some of the things that we cover in this book, so we could be clear, is how to heal and find love after heartbreak, how to create your love vision, how to dial into your feminine side, how do you really build confidence in dating, overcoming your dating fears, get out the house, get in the game, how to stop attracting the wrong guy. Anybody here ever attract the wrong guy after the wrong guy after the wrong guy? Intimacy.
Not at this table.
How to maintain a happy and healthy relationship, how to choose the right person, and do this really building a community of love. Have a whole TED talk on that. But really, I try to think of some of the things that I really have heard from women over the decades of me doing this work, to put it in a digestible book that you can read and get through on a Saturday, right? And you could just literally pick a chapter that applies to you. So if literally you need help on dialing into your feminine side, start with that chapter, right? So each chapter can be and speak to what you need. So that's really what it is.
And we got we got signed copies over here. You know what I'm saying? So I got a bookshelf. Make sure. I don't want to say make sure. That might be too hard because it's tough. But if your man got a bookshelf, that's a very special man. This is going on my bookshelf right here, which I'm very excited about and thankful for. So I appreciate you coming up here.
Listen, and this is my husband. People ask me, is this an actor?
Who is that man on you?
Exactly.
First of all, why would they say
I
that?
have had at least 7 people ask me, is this an actor? So this is my real husband. I'm actually married to a man. We coming up on a decade. This is for real him, right? So yeah, the forward is done by my personal mentor, international matchmaker, and TV personality, Paul C. Brunson. So, it's just like, it's a good book. It's a staple book. It's a reference guide for you to be able to also always refer to.
I like that. In case you want to know where to get it, guys, link in the description.
Nice.
I'm going to drop it in here. It's in our library. So you can officially purchase this on Amazon.
Bam.
Coach Cass, we actually added you to our library.
Yeah.
She is in the library. I already know it's gonna be game, but y'all can also just get this whole book in real life at the event.
Yes, Wanted Woman Live.
That's pretty much what it is.
Yeah,
it's gonna be the whole book.
Come on.
So listen, family. I hope you guys take advantage of what the resources we providing. Y'all know we always trying to level y'all up and get y'all to the next level. We leveling ourselves up in these conversations, so we leveling up with y'all.
I love it.
But listen, Coach Cass, again, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Love you. Truly love you. I appreciate you.
Absolutely.
100%.
Yeah, blessings.
And listen, we love you as well, guys. I appreciate you guys tuning into another episode. Like and subscribe this thing here. Y'all can hang out in the chat after we go ahead and end the conversation. Y'all can hang out here, have a good time, talk as a community. But go ahead and like this joint and subscribe to this channel. But hardly initiated, we are out.